Hello, hello, and hello. I am the S.O.C.K, aka I didn't think of a nickname. The Millennium Sunrise, and welcome back to another session of Beast of Burden. Last session in episode 3, our desperate crawlers engaged in a chaotic fight with a mother polar bear and two beast hunters from a guild called the Beast Boys. The halfling squire Fallow's Cloudtop went full blood for the blood god and decimated the Beast Boys along with the rest of the group, executing various complex plans. And they were able to make it out of the situation on top despite Mulia almost perishing under the polar bear's wrath. Investigation afterwards revealed the Beast Boys carried extravagant, rare weapons and armor. And the players noticed in the mother polar bear's back were not from the Beast Boys, the arrows in her back. They weren't from them. They were from a fey creature. Brass arrows with poems etched in Sylvan, the language of the First World, were carved into these arrows, and the poem carried fey magic that put the mother polar bear to sleep. They returned to camp and discovered that Wilbur, the halfling child from Brother Edrin's orphanage, snuck onto the caravan so he could travel with his new brother, or his new hero brother Anton. Later that night, Relthar was visited in his dreams by his patron Shun the Vile, the goddess of arcane secrets, and Relthar was put through ritual suffocation by Shun to prove his loyalty, and he was then assigned a mission to kill a hated enemy of Shun, a man whose statue depicted half of his face melting into black sludge, and the other half the face of a wolf. The group started yet another day of travel in the frigid winters, and they approached a shrine to Geed, the goddess of the wilds. And the shrine is surrounded by a forest of ancient trees called Fearwood trees. And Fendal the Druid mediated a dispute between desperate lumberjacks seeking profit and centaurs guarding the forest. And after that, they made their way to the trading town of Bloomberg and approached the once beautiful flower fields, which are now barren and covered in giant hoof-shaped craters, along with skeletons of humanoid goat men. Now that I think about it, I also forgot to tell you guys that there's mass amounts of broken wolf skeletons as well, scattered about. Are you sure the music's not too loud? Because it's like way louder for me on my end.
Yeah, it's a little loud.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah, it's a little loud. I'd turn it down.
Let's turn it down a little bit.
So we're in the forest with the centaurs still, and there's wolves.
No, you guys. I don't know if you remember. So after that, you guys. You made like sacrifices each individually. So I know some of you have luck tokens.
That's right. I do remember that.
Yeah, you made your way to the trading town of Bloomberg, and you can't quite see it yet because your distance, your sight distance is reduced to near because of the thick fog. But you saw these supposedly beautiful flower fields that surround Bloomberg are now barren, and they have these giant hoof-shaped craters. But real quick, as the party trudges through the fog, we're going to cut to Mulia for a second.
Okay.
Your close call with death last night might have made you nostalgic or something, whatever reason you could come up with, but suddenly remember your first time seeing Fearwood trees. Kind of aiding to why you succeeded that check last time to know what they were. Let me switch you guys over real quick. Hold up 1 second. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we cut to Mulia, a quick little flashback to 5 years ago. Right now, you're skulking through rose bushes in a Fearwood forest. The face-like placement of the holes in the trees makes it feel like you have an audience for your grim task. You're here to kill a traitor to the Ras-Godai, an assassin that abandoned their mission with witnesses seeing them flee the scene. The Master's order was swift, a manhunt, and you got here first. So now I'll ask, how does Mulia go about locating and approaching her target? We've got like the full professional assassin Mulia right now.
Well, she's trying to find as much information as possible, always in the shadows, always in the secret, in secret spaces, trying to find out as much information as possible, and then carefully culling through the information while building a sort of a strategy, to find
Like
this person.
Assessing the area, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll probably say that's like some sort of just a quick mental check, whichever one you think would make sense for how Mulia decides to go about it. I think intelligence would be trying to
Okay.
recognize, like, certain signs, strategy
All
wise.
right.
Wisdom might be trying to spot tracks, that sort of thing.
Cool. So she didn't roll very well. So 5 on
Yeah,
intelligence.
5. So you're scouting around the area. So far, everything is pretty routine. You track their footprints, very sloppy, as you get to this Fearwood forest, but their footprints suddenly disappear. So with a 5, you just kind of have a lapse in judgment and maybe think like whatever sort of thing. You just have a misstep in judgment and stuff. So as you're walking, you suddenly tumble through a pit trap that was like very well hidden, and this happens, maybe 2 or 3 times, that sort of thing. They're like placed around. So there's like fake pit traps, and then there's like a real pit trap that's right next to it, that sort of thing to trip you up.
Okay.
But the worst part about these pit traps is that they don't kill you, but they have thick branches that are like lodged into um the carved out section of the ground and stuff like that. So it's crotch shot every time you fall down a pit trap. Essentially, they specifically set it up so when you fall down, you get hit with a crotch shot with a log. Essentially, it's
Oh,
very
wow.
painful. Um, you crawl out of these pit traps and keep making your way. And you have like one more check to try to make to try to maybe make up for losing about like 10 or 12 minutes of time trying to get around the pit traps and stuff.
Okay. So she'll do a wisdom check this time. Oh, 19. She shakes her head and she goes, "Oh, damn it. I should have seen that trap." And she
You,
stops and now she focuses.
yeah, as you're walking past that section, you see a parchment sign that's been like jammed to a tree with a dagger that says, "You should have seen that." Whoever did this is like mocking you. But as you keep going, um, what was the? Let me see here. 19. Okay, yeah. So you're able to avoid. Let me see real quick. Yeah, you get past another clearing of trees, and you're able to notice trip wires throughout the like they're hidden in the bushes, the rose bushes around and stuff. And there's a sign, a parchment sign, same sort of deal that says nap time. And I'll probably say you see like a swirl trip one and everything, and it gets hit with a dart that causes it to like freeze up and paralyze instantly. But eventually, you do get past the area to a clearing where dozens of butterflies majestically float past you as you enter it. Fearwood trees kind of produce a dust-like pollen from the upper holes in them once a year. It's like a blooming sort of season. So the area is covered in flowers, and in this time of ruination, places of beauty are very rare. But as you look out into this clearing of vibrant plant life and insects within the trees, what does Mulia think about when she sees these areas of beauty?
She's reminded of spaces she used to go to while at the monastery. She and an old friend used to hang out there. They laugh a lot and just it was very carefree because the training was very grueling. So these were spaces that she could escape into and basically just be a kid again.
Yeah, as you reminisce, you notice that your target appears wrapped up in the scenery as well. They're currently facing away from you as they sit on top of the log.
My target, like a person.
Yeah, they're currently, you see just they're currently have their cloak up and are like sitting looking out into this beautiful sort of area.
She creeps up to them, just trying to get a closer look.
Because you succeeded the check, you're able to notice it, but as you creep up closer, you see that figure falls over and it's revealed to be a cloak over like tied up clumps of grass. And at that very same moment, you see like a flash of movement behind you.
She shadow steps to where the movement is.
Give me 1 second. What are you like drawing your weapon, that sort of thing, as you like shadow step and stuff, or are you just
Yes, yes.
yeah.
She's always ready with her daggers or her yeah.
Yeah, so you draw your dagger and shadow step, and you hear the sound, the familiar sound of someone else shadow stepping at the same time. So you both basically teleport in front of each other, and you see a crossbow pointed towards you as you have the dagger aimed at their neck, and you see it is your childhood friend Ella.
Oh my
Ella,
God, Ella.
yeah, she is a little bit she's a little bit inebriated, but yeah, Ella is a human woman who's was around like 26 years old at this time. She's around like 5'8", and has a small tattoo underneath her right eye of a dawn feather. It's a rare bird that's rumored to be from before the ruination. So seeing it is said to be a blessing, that sort of thing. And she has leather armor and black hair that's usually tied up, but it's currently out and all frazzled and stuff. But yeah, she looks wasted right now as you like recognize her. She's just like,
I
should
thought I thought you were killed on mission. What the hell? What is this? Is this a dream?
She drunkenly stares at you. Her eyes kind of blink very slowly. She's just like, should have known you'd show up first. And for reference for you out of game, Mulia, this is before that whole incident where you're like looking for her now and stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, she's just like, should have known you'd show up first. She holds a wine bottle up to you and is just like, care for a sip?
Mulia takes the bottle because that's what they used to do. They used to sneak away and drink wine.
She sits down on a log and is just like, so you're here to kill me?
Kill you? What? No, of course not. I'm trying to figure out what happened to you. You went on mission and we heard you got killed, so I was sent to complete the mission that you left.
I tried to do it, but I just sick of it, Mulia. Sick of all of this. Say, what's your plan after this? After this whole assassin business? You know, you can't spend your life gambling and killing people without your family finding out one day, so what's the point?
I don't know. I haven't thought of it. I
She just,
guess.
hmm
Oh, I guess. I'll, when the time comes, I'll figure it out.
she kind of scoffs. She seems very disturbed right now, like emotionally and stuff, along with just being drunk and everything, but she's just like, that's exactly my point. It's just tiring. Everyone just flounders around and hopes someone else can give him a purpose. Even you. As long as your daddy and mommy think their little girl is a perfect noble, you'll do this to the end of your days.
That's true. My parents don't know what I do. And I suppose I could just go back to being the princess of the land. But I'd rather be here, right now.
She looks at you and is like, it looks like she's contemplating something, and she's just like, so do you plan on finishing the job? I know they probably sent out a manhunt for me.
Ella, I can't kill you. I've told them that you were dead. I think it's best that you just disappear.
Why don't you disappear with me? We can see the world. We can build some sort of life. Screw the monastery.
She's like, no. Well, I have to complete the mission. I have to complete my training with the Ras-Godai, and I have to complete. I have to become what this. I have to go continue on this path. She says.
She looks extremely hurt, and She stands up and she's just like, if I run away, you'll never see me again.
Ella, no, our friendship is too important. You have to.
They're not going to let me live, Mulia. There was a kid in the room. I couldn't kill the parents in front of them. All right, I'm tired of everything.
Julia just keeps quiet because she understands the Ras-Godai.
So are you coming with me or not?
You know I cannot.
She nods. She downs the rest of the bottle of wine, and she gets up and starts walking away. As she'll turn around and just say, "It's nice knowing you."
Ella, wait, you know I can't do this because doing this, if I follow you, it will reveal who I am to my family, and they cannot know who I am. But promise me you'll take care, and promise me you'll keep in touch somehow, somewhere, some way.
She has a sorrowful look on her face as she just doesn't say anything. She just shadow steps away. You thought you had buried that memory, that sort of thing. I don't know how much Mulia like contemplates over it to this day, but you thought that was in the past until a couple months ago when one of your contacts said they spotted Ella in a caravan heading to Fort Fairhollow, thus, leading you to join this sort of mission, which you then found out she was missing shortly after, before you ended up getting to Fort
Yeah.
Fairhollow and stuff.
Yeah, because the Ras-Godai sent me to complete the mission that she didn't complete.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
But it would have been news to you definitely that like, she didn't keep in touch and stuff like that sort of thing, when she left. So this is like the first time you've ever heard of anything about her in the last 5 years.
Gotcha.
But we cut back to the present. Is anybody doing anything as you walk through this barren flower field? Are you inspecting any sort of thing before you get to Bloomberg?
Maybe a little bit of a closer look at those giant hoof prints. Because if I remember correctly, there was a bunch of goat folk who had been killed around Bloomberg, and there was some massive prints that were amongst them.
Yeah, you definitely. So you check out these giant hoof prints. These are the size of. They're definitely wider than you are. I'll probably say they're a little bit wider than like a tree, like a regular sort of tree branch and everything. So it's like a fairly large amount. I don't know what sort of object to compare it to in terms of size, but you can stand in these like hoof print craters and stuff. As you examine it, you notice a large amount of like dried blood on the ground. It's since frozen and all that sort of stuff, but it looks weird. Like it has this sort of black goo-like sort of texture and look to it.
Do I identify what it is?
It's not any beast or like the residue of any beast you've seen. It looks like they're like two separate substances as you examine it. The black goo-like substance hasn't like frozen at all, and it's like ice cold to the touch. You would almost say, well, actually, no, I won't say that yet because you haven't really. You can investigate that a little bit further if you want to, but there's definitely something supernatural about this black goo-like sort of substance that's on top of the dried blood.
I certainly would like to investigate it a bit further. Basically, I will maybe like pick up a stick nearby or something like that and kind of poke and prod it, trying to jog the memory of if this is something that I've seen.
Yeah, go ahead and what sort of check were you thinking about making for that?
I mean, I guess an intelligence check. I'm not too sure if it's nature-based or arcane, but, both of them would kind of be in that
Yeah, I guess that
realm.
would fit with intelligence, yeah.
Okay.
I only asked just because I don't want to like determine which you're trying, like how you're trying to do stuff. A
Yeah,
9, I'll
only a
say
9.
you definitely know it's not any sort of it's dark magic for sure. I'll just say that that's like what you get with a 9. It's definitely some sort of dark magic, but it appears more it's more refined than your average everyday necromancy, that sort of deal.
Huh. I'll maybe take a look at that later. And I pick up a little, like, vial out of my cloak and kind of scrape some in there and cork it. And then join back up with the group.
Looking at the bones around here, do we see any signs of like chewing? Did it look like they were crushed by a large force? Stab? Like any? I'm trying to ascertain what was the cause of death here.
As you examine those skeletons, you notice they're like broken sticks now. They're even more broken than the ones that were like on the mother polar bear. But you notice remnants of what looks similar to those arrows with those like Fey etched poems and stuff like that. They're like far too damaged to read if there was like something written on them. But for the skeletons specifically, are you like look? I'll probably just say both of them. I'll give the information for that. So the wolf skeletons that are around appear to have been smashed. There's a couple giant hoof prints nearby as you're checking it that look like they've been smashed by whatever sort of giant equine type creature, that sort of thing. But the bones of the humanoid goatmen skeletons, those appear to have like chew marks through them and stuff like that, and like broken, shattered like forearms and bones and stuff that look like they've been bitten into.
Okay, so I am a soldier, meaning I've been around. I am no ranger per se, so I'm not an expert in the monsters of the Shadowdark.
Mm-hmm.
However, I would like to see maybe if I would know what type of horrific beast could leave such a massive hoof print in the soil.
Being that you are a member of the Church of Saint Taragnus, the only being that you know of, like this thing would have to be upwards of 20 feet tall, that sort of thing. So it has to be something massive. A Baylor, that's sort of like a demon lord, that sort of thing, because those are the only things that like really are known to be that big and like have hooves and stuff.
Now, me, the GM, I know of. The only reason I'm asking this is I know of there's another monster that is very large. Being a GM, not the GM. I know there is another monster that is very large that has hoof prints, but you're.
I know the one.
So you're saying my character,
yeah,
thinks this is a Baylor?
I'm not saying your character thinks it. I'm just saying that's the only thing that you heard of that like would make sense. Like this thing would have to be upwards of 20 feet tall and it's like hooved and stuff. Most people would immediately think like, or religious inclined people would think infernal, that sort of thing, like something that hellish, because no natural creature walks around like that. And the creature, the other one you're referring to above table, like GM stuff, that's not a known creature to people. Like, that's not something.
Not a giant in stature. Wink, wink.
Yeah, not a giant. Comma.
No, it's not a giant wink wink that you would have heard of. No.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Because it's not hoof prints, dude. These are, I mean, not hoof prints. I mean, footprints is what I meant to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Giant antelope.
Looking around, I know we have a sinner amongst us, and I look to our warlock, and I kind of gesture for him to come over to me.
Yeah, Relthar is deeply pained with his missing finger, and he's packing it with snow. And
that's right, I forgot you cut
you
your
did
finger
chop
off
off your finger.
But he will begrudgingly limp over, exaggeratingly in pain.
So, you are a worshipper of a dark god, from what I know.
No, I'm called by Shun, who is not a dark god, and I'm a champion of Shun.
Yes. She is not one of the four. But, are you familiar with a beast known as a Baylor?
I am not. I do not cavort with demons. I am a virtuous champion of Shun the Vile.
I pat him on the shoulder and I say, my friend, the vile is within her name. That should tell you all you need to know.
She's only vile to her enemies. You're not an enemy of Shun, are you? The goddess?
We don't have to have a theological debate right here out in the snow.
Yes, I just want to bring the attention to everybody in this party that the beast that left such a hoof print
I guess
is not something to be trifled with.
Why would a archdemon of such power and caliber just be waltzing around in the forest here? Wouldn't there be some greater purpose?
The only thing that I can think of is the work of a cult nearby, perhaps. Maybe.
They wouldn't just call a greater demon just to scare the squirrels and wolves, would they?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of maybe is some sort of hell gate that has been opened up nearby. Although, the arrows that we keep finding with these markings on them are strange as well. Do you think maybe some sort of... Does this... I'm asking the GM this. Does this look like a battlefield?
Oh, 100%. It's like, this looks like some major shit went down. Like, there's upwards of 20 wolf skeletons scattered about. The giant hoof prints are all over the place. And yeah, there's like a whole bunch of, like, upwards of 20 of the humanoid goat men and then that sort of stuff.
Maybe the Fey. The Fey are fighting the fiends. It truly is hell on earth. We should keep moving. We need to keep our eyes and ears keen. Findle, keep an ear out for any bassy, distant footprints and footfalls.
I will indeed. I'm sure Bloomberg knows a little bit about this since we're on the outskirts of the town.
Oh, that's right. I looked to our 3 NPC peasants that are with us. And,
Are we traveling with the centaurs?
No, you're not traveling with the centaurs. You're currently traveling with... Let me see if I have...
Tyr, Ethel, and Haldor.
Nice.
The 3 peasant stragglers.
They look horrified right now. Like, this isn't something that they've seen. I will actually say no. Ethel would be along the lines of like I said last time, I wasn't here for whatever this attack was. There's been an increase in Knoll attacks recently, but usually gods can drive them off. I've never seen something like this.
There's never been a history of anything like a Fey wandering about these woodlands. We've seen centaurs, and I'm not familiar if centaurs are actually Fey or not. I'm assuming they're Fey.
Out of game, yeah, they are Fey.
Okay. Well, maybe that has something to do with it.
Ethel's just like, some people...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that she said, this might be because usually every year we do an offering to... There's rumors among the town that a dark god, some sort of being, lives in the mountains nearby. We call them the Howling Mountains because around this time of year, every night, same time, it sounds like the mountains are screaming. We usually do some sort of offering to appease whatever sort of nature god or whatever the like might be upset, but we didn't do it this year, and now this happens.
Well, perhaps there's more to gain about this mystery in your town. I guess we should keep heading on then.
I also have a little bit of a hunch. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic and focus it on the black goo that I collected.
Yeah, you
Critical
Oh.
failure! Never mind, I
Oh
won't.
no! Wait a minute.
You-
I have a luck token. Can I give him my luck token?
yes, you can give him your luck token.
Actually, you keep it. I'll use
Yeah,
my
you
luck
mean,
token on myself.
Oh, we all
no,
have
use
a
up those
luck
resources.
token,
It's
don't we?
fine. No, you don't need it.
I can generate luck tokens now.
It's just that would be a miscast. So I would have to roll on the miscast table and something potentially bad would happen.
You
But
summon
I used
a
my one
Baylor.
luck token. There we go. 19.
Hey.
Hey,
Nice.
got that bad luck out of the way.
I don't
Um,
know why you're so confused, Brother Antoine. Clearly, this hoofprint comes from one of those accursed creatures that we just dealt with.
What the Beast Boys?
No,
The
this
bears.
centaurs. He shudders and like pulls his poncho tighter. Freaks of nature.
I don't like the feeling of this. This place gives me a bad feeling. Something unholy stalks this place.
Clearly,
Bingo.
we just saw the centaurs. They're unholy.
Findle, as you cast Detect Magic, I think it makes sense the way that it turned out. So at first, as you're casting this magic, it feels like the magic in this area is destabilized. Being that you're connected to nature, it feels like this area is like in flux. You would obviously have to like spend a lot more time meditating to like really delve into what specifically might be wrong with it. But just the area itself, before you even get to what's inside the vial, it feels like something is just destabilizing the environment, both arcane and natural and stuff. So it kind of sputters for a second, but eventually with that 19, you're able to write the spell and stuff like that before something bad happens. And this vial, it almost seems like, as you're gleaming magical information from it, it seems like this vial is like drinking the light from around it. Like it seems darker and dim around the goo. But this is hardcore necromancy, and you get a vision in your head. I'm just trying to like play into the whole the nat one being the first thing. You examine this, and it's like, it's not just necromancy as far as like vile magic, that sort of thing. There's a beauty to the design of how the magic was like compacted into this substance and stuff. It's very ordered and very like clinical. And for a split second, you get a flash in your mind of just this like wolf-like beast, like dark mane and stuff, as it is like, roaring at you. Kind of makes you startle for a second.
Well, it's pretty much all bad news. I have a feeling that whatever made these large prints could have been undead. I'm sensing some very powerful necromancy, and only a gifted spellcaster would be able to do this. And it seems the harmony of this land around us makes it harder to cast spells. There's possibly a curse in these parts.
Undead.
Maybe why Bloomberg is suffering as it does. These people from Bloomberg says that the land is dying around them. I think this is why. And I kind of hold up the vial with the dark liquid, or with the kind of ichor. It seems to try to drink the light, and I'm not too sure exactly what properties it is, but there's an organization, there's a method to this. Whoever either made it or concocted it, they know their stuff.
Well, I guess we'll keep our eyes out then.
One moment before we go, I might be able to glean some more information for us. I'll go and clear out a spot in the snow, and sit down and place my wand in front of me and meditate on it and request of it any information of this area, any lore that it could give to me.
You place down the Righteous Eye of Madeira, your wand, on the ground. It makes eye contact with you. And go ahead and roll me a D100.
I always forget that there's an eye in it.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
There's an eye at the bottom of the handle, yeah.
That's terrible. Alright, a D100. 74.
74, okay. Once again, your vision kind of floods with golden light. You guys kind of see Cowan has a little bit of a dull golden glow that washes over his body for a split second, almost like a force field or something like that. You see this like lasts for maybe 1.5 seconds, that sort of deal with a 74. You're looking out into like a meadow filled with flowers and various plants that are like more colorful and wild beyond your imagination. Like it's not something you've ever seen in the. It doesn't look natural, in a sense, is what I'm trying to say. It looks too picturesque. It's a little bit overwhelming, but you're offset a little bit, or off-put a little bit, by the fact that as you gaze at this from like, this isn't you, for reference. I just want to say you're just looking from the POV of whatever it was, the same as last time you did it. Yeah, you're off-put by the sound of a infant crying, as whoever's POV you're looking from looks down and sees I'll say you know what a dryad is. You see a radiant and beautiful silver-colored dryad, like vines and leaves for hair and stuff like that is holding a infant that is glowing with this dull golden green sort of glow, and it flashes away. You get like a profound sense of sorrow as you say you're sitting in a hoof print, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a profound sense of sorrow is coming off of your wand.
That was not what I was expecting. I don't know what to make of that. None of you saw that, I assume.
Did you have a vision?
I did. That was. Are you familiar with a dryad? Bindle?
I am.
I saw one, and it's for reference. Was the child was it an infant or just a small child?
Yeah, like infant, like toddler.
Okay.
Not even 1 year old, that sort of thing. Yeah, the dryad was carrying it, and whoever the POV was looking down at the both of them.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Would I, as a member of that thing, be familiar with the concept of the Feywilds and all that?
Yeah, you've heard that's like one of the biggest. That's the fairy tales in this setting, because there's actual magic. Fairy tales are things like Feywild, so ultra magic, that sort of thing.
Okay. Is it the kind of fairy tales where it's like, oh, that's silly, that doesn't exist, or is it like there's actual evidence for this? Or
it's hard to tell with Fey because they're very mystical and ethereal. So it's hard to know what's real and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Most people find out what's real in the Fey by actually going to the Feywild, usually not coming back out the same.
Gotcha. Findle, have you ever heard of the Fey and the Feywilds?
Absolutely. As well as dryads, from what you're talking about. You don't want to get close to their trees, and you don't want to make direct eye contact.
That's fair.
They can bewitch you.
That's very true. Well, I believe that my vision, it brought me to a time where this land, I believe it was part of the Feywild. That's if I'm interpreting the vision correctly. That is. But that's my best guess.
It's very strange. That makes sense from where the arrows came from, since it was likely shot by someone who at least speaks Sylvan. But I'm not too sure how the Dryad fits into this, because from what I was sensing is that there was very powerful on necromantic magic, and I don't know what these goat folk or wolves were from, but seem to have been following the big guy.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I was like being as clear as possible. So the necromancy coming from the black goo, there was both blood and the black goo that was kind of like mixing together, but you separated it. I'll say because you had detect magic up, I just want to make sure I'm like clear with environmental information. So yeah, you have the necromancy from the black goo, but with detect magic up, actually no, I don't know if that would sense that specifically. You sense a otherworldly sort of magical presence coming from the blood, but it both feels profanely dark, as if it was like diabolic or something like that, and radiant in a sense, like otherworldly, like a celestial. So it seems like, yeah, the blood itself has like this celestial, infernal, weird vibe going on, conflicting, and then the necromancy from the black goo. But
well, there seems to be the plot thickens where it seems what we have is possibly something of demonic or devilish in nature that came from the Feywild and has access to powerful necromantic magics.
Indeed.
If that's the case, we're in real shit luck.
I think that's probably the case. I believe that the Dryad is simply just a victim of whatever occurred here. It was massive.
Certainly could have been. Dryads have been known to become corrupted as well, especially if their tree is destroyed.
The wand, it was projecting a great sense of sorrow from it. That was over me, so...
Well, it seems like we have more questions than we do answers. Perhaps Bloomberg knows a little bit more.
Try to find if they have any lore keepers or libraries, anything of that nature.
Well, first and foremost, I look up to the sky. God, which way are these gigantic footprints going? Gigantic hoofprints.
They're heading away from the. They're a little bit like erratic and stuff. That's like one of the reasons why you definitely know it was some sort of battle that this giant creature took place in. But most of them, it seems like as it gets, I'll say like as you were approaching Bloomberg and first saw it, the hoof prints were heading towards your direction. But it looks like as it gets closer to Bloomberg, it gets like chaotic. So it seems like the battle was like had in the boundaries or the outer regions of like Bloomberg's territory, and then whatever it was ran away afterwards.
For my character, he is a man of God, and if this is some sort of fiend and or work of a necromancer, there is a feeling in the back of his head where he feels almost obliged to want to attempt to kill such a beast so that it does not wreak havoc on any further civilization. But he keeps that to himself for now, but he makes a note of which direction that the gigantic hoofprints went. And then I guess you guys would all see it in my face as I'm like looking in the direction, and I'm just like staring out in the direction that the footprints are going. And then I look back and I say, we should keep moving.
I concur.
Yes.
And we're on horseback. I keep thinking we're walking.
Except for Mulia. Mulia is currently either walking or on a cart that's been tied to one of your horses.
And
I think we would have dismounted for all that.
There's no like splintered weapons or anything around here, or intact weapons.
Not other than I'll say there's longbows, like broken longbows around and stuff like that, but not other than like broken longbows, and then some more broken, like shattered parts of those brass arrows, similar to the one that was on the polar bear.
So a lot of it looks like beast on beast violence, almost.
Mm-hmm. You don't know what role the giant hoofprint has to play in it, but definitely at least two factions in the battle were humanoid goatmen and then wolves and stuff. Just a shit ton of them.
Very well. And then I'm gonna imagine The battlefield looks like it's been looted for the most part, so like looters have probably come in and taken any weapons that would be intact, more than likely.
Indeed. Nothing useful from what you can tell.
Fair enough. I suppose we move. We move. We fly to Bloomberg. That's the rest of the party. Fly, you fools!
I'll say as you guys keep moving, Mully, you notice a dead dawn feather on the ground.
What feather?
Dawn feather.
Dawn feather.
The same bird that I mentioned that your friend
That's right.
Al had a tattoo of.
Oh, okay. I pick it up and I'm just a little stymied because it's so out of place for me to see it here. So I pick it up and I just slide it into my shirt.
Yeah. They are legitimately probably they're like one of those creatures that would be in a special like niche bestiary index because they're rumored to be from before the ruination, so that's why they're called dawn feathers. So they're usually a sign of good luck or a good omen to see one.
Yes.
I
hang on to it and I slide it into my pocket, a shirt pocket. I'm still in my head, reeling from what I just experienced and also trying to recover from my wounds.
Yeah. Give me 1 second.
I would imagine this is me talking to the rest of the players and not the GM. We're probably going to. Are we staying at this place overnight? Is that our plan?
But we need to report back to the caravan.
I suppose.
Well, I think the caravan's right behind us. We're the ones that are leading it here.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine because you guys said that you told Ethel that you would accompany her to Bloomberg, since you said that you're taking her and her family with you to the Temple of Madeira that you're traveling to. So I imagine at least you say something to Knuckle and stuff that we're heading to this town and everything.
Well, in that case, I'm going to touch Findal on the shoulder, and I'm going to attempt to give him a luck token with Bless, since he spent his DC 12 wisdom.
Much appreciated.
Okay, it fails.
It doesn't happen.
You almost
all right.
feel like
I'm distracted.
You're off put immediately as you try to cast Bless on. You try to say your prayers and stuff to Saint Tyrachnus to give Findal some luck. You're immediately thrown off. A similar sensation is what Findal got, just this jarring sort of thing. Your holy magic both feels. You guys investigated it, so I'll give you that information. You're kind of like walking. You notice as you get closer to the hoof prints, your celestial magic both feels amplified, but also dimmed by this foul presence that's mixed with this. It's just like such a jarring mixture to have infernal and celestial in the same regard. And it feels like that's like one of the things that could be destabilizing. Like whatever this giant hoof creature was, its mere presence, messes with divine magic, that sort of thing.
Or even like a shadow of its presence, it sounds like. Yeah, it seems like it's much more difficult to cast spells. Not our shitty fucking luck.
Yeah, I look at my hand as the magic dulls and fades back to flesh. And then I just clutch my Saint Tyrachnus symbol.
This just actually gives me a good note because you guys investigated a lot. Relthar, Shun whispers to you and like imbues feelings of hatred into you as you notice Findal like putting that vial of that necromantic black goo in his pocket. Shun has an intense hatred for whatever created that. Like whatever is the source of that, you like just get this like whispers, file, and like and this is you would guess that this is a piece of the enemy that you were assigned to kill.
From the vision I had last time, where
Yeah.
were the creatures made of this tar like substance, or is just coming from it?
It seems like they congregate around. It's just very hard to tell because you're looking at the aftermath of it and stuff like that. But it had to do with some sort of battle, most likely with that giant hoof creature and stuff. But the nature of what happened remains to be seen.
Okay.
I just wanted to give you that information. That definitely that black goo.
I'll
pings.
hiss at Findal under my breath.
Enough for Findal to hear it.
Probably not. I'm kind of a coward.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so Captain Knuckle is like pulling up with the caravan behind you guys as you're making your way to Bloomberg. As you guys are making your way, I don't know who's closest to the supply cart, but some of you do notice that the area is getting warmer and less snowy as you get closer to town, trudging through this fog. And Captain Knuckle, because of how thick the fog is, he's steering the supply cart, but he doesn't notice that one puddle is actually like a hole in the ground. So instantly you have jerk to turn around as you hear a loud snap as the cart like topples over. Wilbur like falls out of the cart and everything.
Wilbur, no!
And Captain Knuckle is just like cursing up a storm right now. Just like, God damn it all!
This is just a mechanical failure, or did something knock it over?
No, it's just how just the terrain being messed up from the stuff. He couldn't tell. It's like one of the games of
puddle than he thought.
Are we seeing this
puddle of
Titanic-sized elven person in the middle of a village?
I'm about to describe that in a second. I'm just saying, you guys have to help Captain Knuckle kind of
I see.
lift the cart back up.
You're stalling to get stuff prepared. No, I'm just kidding. No, I walk over and I kind of pat Captain Knuckle and I say, I'll handle it. Don't worry, I've done this plenty of times. Because I am a soldier. I'm going to remind you guys that every 5 seconds.
Hey, have you ever done any soldiering?
Actually, I have. Actually,
if only we had somebody with shoulder.
I have some nails I have them in my mouth and I'm pulling out.
Relthar will come over and take up middle management position and supervise from a distance.
Do we have any spare?
Clockwise.
Do we have any spare wagon wheel parts?
I think I got something. Captain Knuckles is going trudging through and everything. He's trying not to curse as much because Wilbur's around and stuff.
Oh yeah, actually, I say, you there, young man, come here. You're going to learn how to do something very important.
What is it?
You're going to learn how to fix a wagon. This will be something that will be very useful for you in the coming days of your adulthood and leading your tribe. Because if this breaks and you don't know how to fix one, then you're as good as dead in the wilds. And then I explained to him, I'm like, you see the wheel here? This part broke. These pieces break all the time. Wagon makers make a fortune off of selling these parts and and the designs that break. Goddamn wagon makers.
Back in my day,
I think they're called Wainwrights. Damn Wainwrights. They make things.
Brother Edrin says damn is a bad word.
Well, yes, it is, but
I give you a slap on the back of the head. Come on, Brother Anton. Be a good.
I'm on my knees in the snow, my knees are freezing. I'm look up at you as you slap me. And
don't worry, Brother Anton.
I go to do one of these to you.
Yeah, Wilbur's like, don't worry, Brother Anton. Your real squire will help you. He looks at Phalos.
I go, oh. He's like,
I'm like, you,
okay.
kid.
Hey, fuck you too. Hey.
Oh, hey. Not until you've grown some chin hair.
Calvin wrote my name down as Brother Anton.
I take his head and I turn it. I say, look here. I'm holding the nail. Hit the nail with the hammer. Do not hit my fingers.
I'm
And I
gonna have
hand him
him.
the
I'm gonna roll a d20 to see if he gets it right.
I use my luck to put it at disadvantage.
Oh yeah, he hits my
He
fingers.
smacks you in the thumb back.
Ah,
Sorry.
Look, like this. One hit is all you need. Look. Just like that. You see how easy that is? Look, I'll do it again for you. Just like that. Here, now you take the nail and the hammer and you try.
It takes him a long time to get it down. He hits his hand once or twice, but eventually he gets it down and hammers it.
Good job, little one. I will call you Wilbur the Wacker.
Can you write that down in the book, since Phallos doesn't have his name written down as Brother Anton Squire in a book?
That is
Never
true.
been his squire, you goddamn dumbass. I simply help him out.
Hey, young Phallos, he's just a boy.
He sticks out his tongue at you behind Brother Anton.
Salt. We'll wash his mouth out.
But you both are basically the same height, so, who can tell?
True. It's very
I say,
true.
well,
But he's
boy,
a halfling child,
if
so
you
he's a
continue this type of work, you'll earn your spear tip just yet. Now, go and... I look around at some of the... I don't know, I look at whoever looks like they need help with something, and I say, yeah, no, go and help them with the horses in the back there. Leave the rest to us.
Yes, sir. And he
Who
goes
knows,
and
maybe
runs
one
off.
day we'll call you Wilbur Wagon Master.
Yes.
That doesn't sound very cool.
Very cool.
Would you rather that or Wilbur the Wacker?
Whacker sounds like I can kill bad guys and stuff.
Well, your first lesson is you're gonna get the nickname that you don't want, and then it'll stick with you for the rest of your life. That's how it works in the army. So, go now, young man. Off with you.
Yeah, he goes and goes to help out with the horses and stuff. But eventually, you guys make your way to Bloomberg. The fog peels back, and as you approach the village, sorry, I had to burp, but it got stuck halfway. You all hear a mass amount of commotion as you see dozens of villagers that are exhausted, bruised, completely disheveled, surrounding a decorated elven caravan wagon. It has a little camp set up next to it. And there's two massive elk that are probably pulling the cart, that sort of thing, when it gets going. But the commoners that are surrounding the caravan are please don't leave us! Thorinel, you can't abandon us! You promised us trade routes, protection, safety! And some of them are crying and some of them are angry and stuff. We just have numb faces as you see there's 12 elven knights that are all clad in this either bronze or goldish colored sort of armor, very decadent looking. But they're all heavily bruised. Their armor's cracked. Their helmets are dented, and they look sleep exhausted and stuff. There's a captain, a young elven man that's trying to corral the crowd, but people are not listening at all. And there's it's a sleep exhausted guard that's in the front. Two villagers approach him and are begging him please, and he's just get back. And an old man falls to his knees, holding onto the knight shield, and almost knocks the knight over. And he's please just... And then the guard interrupts and is I said get back! And he pushes him back. But the old man trips over a rock, and you see he hits the back of his head super hard on the ground, and he goes stiff.
Oh no.
The crowd is silent, 10, 20 seconds. And the guard is standing there with a look of horror on his face. He's trying to be stoic, but you can tell he did not mean to push him that hard. And the crowd eventually erupts into rage as people start throwing rocks and charging the guards. What are you guys doing during this pure chaos?
I think I'm gonna go check on the old man and try to patch his head.
This is in the...
This is in
Is this a walled village? It's a fortified...
Yeah, this is they have they're not spiked, the palisade isn't spiked with the logs on the top, but it looks like they've been fashioned together in a very... This is an elven built city, you can tell just by the aesthetics of it and everything. Everything's very sleek, even though you can tell a trading town is built to be temporary, that sort of thing. So you should be able to like take it down within a day or two. But as like designs etched into like the logs on the outside, the palisade and stuff. But this is like near the entrance and stuff.
Okay. There's a riot breaking out, essentially. A small localized riot. Well, I could break it up, but I feel like I'm hogging the spotlight, so I kind of want to force. I want to force Fallows to do it because he hasn't roleplayed that much this session.
Oh. I was distracted for a bit there. I apologize.
Good. I've got a thing, if that's all right.
You can go ahead, bud.
All right. Colin will whip the reins on his horse and burst forward, and he's going to try to burst through the crowd to get in front of them. And he's going to call out to them, "Hold! Hold!" and see if he can get their attention. And he's going to put it like his hands up. He's trying to do it, just like get everyone to calm down a bit. I'm going to call out to them and try to fascinate all of them, or transfix all of them. Sorry, whatever the term is for bards.
And you said you're transfixing who?
Fascinating the crowd.
Okay.
It says I can transfix all chosen targets of level 4 or less within near. So he's gonna get up there and try to think of.
Are you centering this on the crowd or the guard?
Yeah.
Because some more guards are like coming out. Like there's like two separate sections essentially where like.
Right. I see it as like the crowds are the ones that need to be more calmed down at the moment, and the guards will follow suit if I succeed.
All right,
so he's gonna like. The horse neighs and goes up, and he's like waving to everybody. And let's see how that goes. First roll, that's a 15. So, yep, that wins.
15, that succeeds. You speak transfixing words as the crowd, the violence kind of dies down. It looks like the guards are like confused. So some of them, a couple of the younger ones are like very much, all of them look exhausted and sleep deprived, but the younger ones appear more disheveled, so they don't like stop. They're like trying to like restrain a couple of them, even when they calm down. They like are like putting manacles on them, that sort of thing. But you calm the crowd generally as they all look at you with like. I call out to them and I say, hold friends. I do not wish to write the story of a massacre here. I can't speak. There need not be bloodshed here, okay? My friend, he is helping your friend, alright? Let us all calm down. One of the younger guards kind of speaks up. It's not my fault. I told those humans to calm down. They're savages.
Just shut the fuck up. You're gonna make it worse.
You know who you speak to, child.
No, I don't, and I don't give a fuck either. We don't want a riot breaking out here. We've already calmed them down. Just be quiet.
It looks like he's about to. Okay, that's just stabilized for you, Findal. I'll handle that in a second. But yeah, the Elven Guard like stands up and gets ready to start like marching towards you. But he stopped as the captain says like, "Halt!" And you see it's a very, like I said, a young Elven man. He has like slick back, brownish hair, like very angular features and stuff like that. As he walks up and puts a hand on this guard's shoulder to calm him down. Probably just say real quick, Fendal, yeah, you do stabilize this old man. It's not lethal sort of damage. But he is like heavily bleeding from like the back of his head where he hit his head on the ground and everything.
Now don't stand up too quick, you could be concussed. And, I'm just kind of trying to make sure that, I'm like stopping the bleeding if he has a cut on the back of his head. If anybody's had a head wound, man, they bleed.
Yeah. The Elven captain looks at you all and is just like, thank you for your assistance. You all crawlers, you members of this town.
Not
No.
members, outsiders. Are you fleeing into the ruination?
We are not fleeing, we are... I'm sorry, is this magic you're using for this effect? He's just looking at all the stunned villagers and stuff.
I don't know if I would call it magic, but I am very convincing when I need to be.
Yeah, they're all just like,
Yeah, I just threw him off for a second. Everything. He kind of snaps his eyes as he's like, also, he looks the most tired out of all of them. It looks like this dude hasn't slept for days, that sort of thing. He introduces himself. He says, my name is Captain Gaudriel Norn.
please type that out so I can write that down in my notes.
It is good to meet you. My name is Colin, and this is leader of our party, Brother Anton.
Oh, I'm the leader?
Aren't you?
Thank you.
Mr. Soldier Man?
Oh, I suppose I'm the old wise man, but Findal's also the old wise
Captain
man.
America thing, so...
I think
I
you have
suppose.
the town stuff better handled than I do.
I hope this display doesn't sour your opinion of Bloomberg. This is not the norm. The winter has caused stress on us all.
We
None.
understand.
That's why we're out here. I'm hoping to maybe find what's causing it, I think.
I've seen many a town pick up and leave within this place. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Sorry, there's a very loud dragon outside of my house.
We have from Fort Fairhollow to the... Sorry, which directions have we...
West, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say... Isn't
Yeah, it's to the west.
Yeah. We have put together this crew to find out what is causing all of this.
Supposedly there was something awakened in the south that has caused this winter and summer. And we look to go to the Temple of Madeira for answers.
Before
At
we
least
exchange,
that's what the headman says from Fort Fairhollow.
before we exchange more pleasantries, does any of us have one of those arrows? Those fey
I do.
arrows. Do any
Or
of your
actually,
ilk speak Sylvan?
I call Heidi up. And I can speak Sylvan.
Oh, so you already know what it said then. I thought.
Pretty much, yeah. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Jonathan, but like last session you were saying it's like runes of
right.
like sleep.
Yeah, it was a poem etched in Sylvan that carried like the magic within it to cause the sleep spell. Yeah.
There we go.
I guess I would then instead say, do any of your ilk know where these came from? And I hold up one of the arrows. There seems to be some sort of battlefield not too far from here. Are you familiar with this?
His eyes widen as he makes a motion for you to put that away for a second, as he says, he addresses the rest of the civilians. You all do not need to panic. A verdict will be reached by tomorrow night in which you will be informed on the state of Bloomberg's future. Please return to your homes. I promise no rash action will be made. And the other villagers, they look they're like grumbling and talking to each other. Like a couple of them are whispering, like, "What the fuck am I gonna do tomorrow?" Like that sort of thing. A couple people are like, "I need this town," that sort of thing. He turns to the rest of you. He's trying to look as professional as possible, despite his current state, and he says, "When did you all retrieve that arrow?"
We found it in the back of a polar bear.
Given your questioning, I assume you know where this came from.
I have an idea. I was not here for whatever. Come with me.
Our caravan is following us, so I'd imagine they're just going to be safe inside the village.
Yeah, the caravan. Captain Knuckles says he's gonna, tell him whatever this captain has to say as he's he's trying to, like, the wheel is just intact enough to roll, but he has to move the cart very slowly, otherwise it's going to completely shatter and stuff. So it still has to be fixed. But yeah, he's going to make his way into the town to make sure all the caravan squads get settled inside of there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a Wayne White. A Wayne? I think it's a Wayne White. Wainwright. They fix wagons and stuff, so I would imagine a town would have one.
Yeah,
I guess
to bust out the thesaurus.
Yeah.
For all these
We'll have a Wayne
Wainwright.
Wainwright.
Name.
A Wainwright. Yes, I guess we follow this elven.
Yeah, you fall into there's a camp that's set up outside of this very decadent elven caravan and everything. He takes you all to this camp, and you all see there are a numerous amount of these elven guards that are injured. A couple of them are in tents. Like, some of them had like a missing leg, a missing arm. You hear like sounds of like agony in the tents as they're being like worked on and everything. He is walking with you guys as he has his hands behind his back, and he says, "A couple of days ago, gnolls attacked the village. Not exactly irregular, but they've been gathering in numbers. Each attack is worse and worse. We chased them away from the walls. There was only a couple of them left, so I sent half of the squadron, including myself, out to finish them off. As we were doing so," let me make sure I get this information right. As we were doing so, we heard chaos in the distance. By the time we returned to the village, there was nothing but those hoof prints out in the fields, and he motions to the village this trading town that's been, it's not in ruins, but it's very much worse for wear, that sort of thing.
Knowles?
Bloomberg?
Hmm?
He motions to Bloomberg.
Yeah, I mean, with
the
the caravan isn't like I was saying, it's on the entrance, that sort of thing. That's been this like elven caravan and stuff. But no, he basically just out of character. He says that a couple of days ago, him and his squad were fending off gnolls and went to go finish them off. So they left the town and left half of the squadron here. Next thing that the squadron here knows, and the citizens see, that all of the light sources go out, like torches dim and flicker and everything. And then a giant shadowy figure stomps through this town, and it's like pure chaos. All they heard was like these loud equine sort of sounds. Villagers were like, were cowering in their houses and everything, but it was basically just nonstop sounds of like this weird raucous laughter, arrows flying, that sort of thing, and then like wolves snarling, that sort of thing. But it was like hard to tell what was going on, because just imagine all of this is going on while it's pitch black.
And where did the gnolls come from?
The gnolls have been congregating specifically from the mountain ridge near here. They call it the locals call it the Howling Mountains.
And these gnolls are not involved in the other squirrel that we had seen.
It's
the battlefield.
That's the most disturbing part. Whatever forces waged a war that Bloomberg happened to get caught in the middle of, they have droves of forces.
So the gnolls were fighting against goat folk and wolves?
No, they were fighting the gnolls. That's why they were outside of the city. But like while they were away from the city, that's when, from what the locals are saying, the sounds of wolves,
Okay, so
yeah.
Just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, so the populace of Bloomberg went out to fight the goat people and the giant and wolves, and while they were away, in the town, a bunch of gnolls and wolves attacked.
Yeah, I definitely didn't explain this well. The guards were fending off a gnoll attack, and they went out, the captain included, they went out to finish off the gnolls, and while they were away, suddenly all the light sources dimmed or completely went out, and then there's a giant hooved creature stomping through in the darkness while raucous laughter and the sounds of battle is happening, and then wolves are snarling and everything. The most disturbing part, he says, is that most of these corpses were like picked clean, that sort of thing. It definitely wasn't Knowles because Knowles don't. It's almost like how a carrion creature eats like corpses, that sort of thing.
The dead.
Yeah, Knowles will just eat you alive and leave chunks and everything once they're done, or just kill you. Whatever was involved in these attacks and everything picked the corpses of the humanoid goatmen clean. They still haven't found the corpse of the whatever sort of hooved giant creature was involved in it and everything, just because the fog is so thick that they haven't wanted to risk, heading out into what could be dangerous territory.
And you're thinking of leaving, picking up and moving Bloomberg entirely.
He has a sorrowful look on his face and is just like, most of my kind here, and I would say elves in general are usually not fond of humans, but this isn't my choice. I wouldn't do something like this, leave them high and dry, but my master wills it, so it's the way it has to be.
Are you leaving all these people here?
The master instructed the top merchants within our society and the higher members of this town that leadership is allocated to them starting tomorrow. So they can choose to stay here if they want, but I doubt they'll survive without the master's funding. And I'll say, Callum, as you say this, as he's saying this, you notice a symbol of your order of bards, the white feather, is on the fanciest looking like tent in this place.
Interesting.
I also meant to say that you. I'll say you're that part of the camp, so it makes sense the flag would be here. But you see a flag for a elven house that you know of called House Vekesh. I'll probably say that anybody that's like very learned, Fendal definitely as well, knows of House Vekesh. It's a elven house that was founded by a elven archmage.
Yes. He may have a friend named Elgiri who may not have created a orb of mitosis. I say, well, it's not our say to meddle in your affairs and what you think is right. I can't blame you for wanting to leave this place. But if you're going to leave the populace, perhaps there is a agreement that we could come to. Maybe we can take some of the stragglers while you pick up and leave.
Anything would be favorable if you can help the people of this town.
Now,
as I said, I don't want to leave here. I have to follow my orders. My family is sworn to House Vekesh.
And did they say where they were going? I might have missed that.
It seems like he doesn't really know. He probably says.
Does he know like a direction of where they're going?
The master informed. He would say like the master informed that that we are going to wherever his uncle is. From what I understand, we're heading to the docks a couple days away from here.
Okay.
How many people live in this town?
Last I remember, between 80, 90 something people.
What do you think, brother? Do you think that Fairhollow could be home to that many more?
I think it could, but I look at all of you, and then I look back at the elven noble, and I say, I've taken a vow to uphold law and order on the material plane as a crusader of St. Taragnis. And that vow states that any undead or fiend that walks this material plane should be slain. And if that is the cause of whatever those massive footprints that were left in that battlefield, I feel a bit compelled to perhaps rid the world of such a beast. As foolhardy as it is. Do you have any other information on what that could have been?
First things first, can you hand me that arrow you showed me before?
If you tell us what it is, I can.
I just want to make sure that I have the proper information before I give it to you.
Do I get a sense that he's gonna like take it and like break it or like hide it? So
no, he seems genuinely this seems like a genuinely disturbed person that hasn't slept because of like stress, all that sort of stuff.
He doesn't seem like the "there is no war in Ba Sing Se" type of character.
No,
he's cover it up. Okay.
No, he's a person that is he's a conflicted captain, that sort of thing. So
I hand it to him.
Yeah, it matches the rest of them out in the fields. This is the most intact one I've seen. You said, was this polar bear near Bloomberg, the region that you just walked from?
It's about a day's travel going west.
Strange. Yes, this matches the arrows that were out in the fields. These are, if I'm to understand, I'm still quite young compared to most of my kind. But
a young, spry 300.
Yeah, a young, spry, he says 172.
Nepotism, he got the rank because he comes from a noble family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, he says that, if I'm to understand, these poems, these arrows are from satyrs.
So you do have outsiders here.
We have no satyrs in this... We have no satyrs in this community. I suspect that they were involved in whatever sort of battle took place between them and wolves. Very confusing.
Well, I can't blame you if you seem to be caught in some sort of Fey battleground so close to this place. I honestly would feel like I would encourage you to pick up and move somewhere else if that were the case. I don't know how much a group of... How many of us are there? 7? 6 of us?
6.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much a group of 6 crawlers could do against an entire platoon of Fey creatures, but... Do you happen to have information for us? Do you know where this Temple of Madeira may be? I think we actually know where this is, but I'm still just going to ask anyways.
I feel like I've heard talk of a Temple of Madeira in this region, but the Master would most likely... I think he would be interested to speak to you, considering you've encountered some... Apparently... You didn't see any satyrs where you got this from, correct? From a polar bear?
No, we didn't. We saw a wounded mother and her cub. And the mother had several of these arrows into her flank and back.
Strange. Yes,
it would seem that these satyrs don't seem to be quite so... what's the word? They're not good for the environment, being that they just seem to be attacking random wildlife as well.
I've never heard of satyrs doing something like this. Especially so many of them. Regardless, I will request that for the Master to have an audience with you. I'll say, Cowan, you don't know who it is specifically, but you know of a fellow member of the White Feather named Thorinel Vekesh.
Valos, or
the first name again?
Did I say Valos, or I meant Cowan?
Maybe I misheard you.
You did say Colin.
Valos is the main character of the story, though, so maybe he should know. No, I'm just kidding. He's the one that's supposed to be taking the ring to Mordor. We're all just here to help him.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Totally.
Oh, that's what he's good for. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, I just want to say that
Subways.
it's a quick bit of information. This is information you know, Calvin, that, what's it called?
Is there a boy named Otto studying at Vekesh's? No, I don't know this info.
What was the name of this Vekesh person?
Thorinel. I'll spell
Thorinel.
another thing.
Thank you.
Whoa, did I come up with that, or did you come up with that?
What?
His last name.
No, Vekesh is something you came up with.
I know Vekesh, because that's the whole reason the Orb of Mitosis got introduced.
No, Thorinel specifically, yeah, this is a homebrew character.
Oh, Thorinel is the guy that knows Vekesh.
Or maybe he has some relation to him, considering he has the same last name, but that remains to be seen.
Since we are in the presence of elves, I would imagine...
Most of them are looking at you with a side eye.
Okay, so you're shooting me down already. No.
So
I was going to say...
I have a chance.
So you're saying I have a chance. These look like merchants?
Well, Bloomberg specifically is a trading town, so most of its population is merchants.
So these are just like elven nobility.
Yeah, these are elven guards that are like probably like guards, assigned to the city and everything. But it's it's owned. The Bloomberg is owned by House Vekesh, so House Vekesh's personal guards are, or at least some of them are assigned to protect this town.
Are there? If there's one thing I know as a human, it's that elves who are keen on blacksmithing are very, very talented in their works. Are there any blacksmiths among you?
There is. He has a look of a little bit of irritation on his face as he refers to this individual, but he says, "Yes, Rudra is he is a blacksmith in this town.
Is he an elf?
Begrudgingly, yes."
You seem to not like this person very much.
He is not all elves are the same, and he is a bit wild. A bit similar to you, as he references to Findal.
I take offense to that. I know.
Just saying, wood elves have a little bit of a demeanor about them. It's nothing offensive.
Is he,
I know the type.
Is he familiar with... Well, you know what, maybe I should just ask him. I'm looking to improve my weaponry, namely my spear, and I'm also looking to purchase something from a blacksmith.
Well, he is talented, I'll give him that, so you can definitely see him in the city.
Very well. Do we need to wait here to have a meeting with your master as I look around at all the elves?
I'll go see. He gives you a little bit of a not a bow, but just like one of those like an
elven salute
nods.
type of
yeah,
thing.
like that sort of thing.
And I say, Aishanai. He probably has no idea because he's an elf.
He looks at you a little bit confused. You too.
And then I
He
look
walks
to my party and I then ask my party, what do we think these satyrs are doing since they seem to be attacking wildlife? Wanton. Findal, you're a man of the wilds, and perhaps you may have some information on the Fey within your infinite wisdom. I am not so much knowledgeable of topics such as these, but why would satyrs be attacking the wild like this? Shooting bears for sport? This sounds like something poachers would do.
Infinite wisdom is something that I don't have, but there's obviously several factions that are involved with this. There's one that is this, giant hoofed creature of 20 feet high or so with the gnolls, and then there are wolves, and then there are satyrs. I'm not too sure which side the wolves are on, but for all we know, the wolves and the satyrs might have been fighting the gnolls and the giant. And then there's
I think the
elves that are here
gnolls-
as well.
The
gnolls
gnolls
were
are a
separate, I was gonna
separate.
say. Yeah.
The gnolls are a separate party from those.
Okay, cool.
The
So
gnolls
it's
were like attacking naturally, like they're just pillaging the landscape, and the guards were dealing with them. But while they were dealing with them, the Fey armies were
And
clashing
also,
with each
it's
other.
realistic that this is like how confusing the conversation would be, like in actual like realism sort of thing. Because the
Yeah.
guards telling you like, look, man, all I know is we were going to kill some gnolls. We came back. There was fucking chaos everywhere.
Sounds like the music got a little louder. Or am I crazy?
yeah, just a skosh.
Yeah, just a bit.
So
Is
that good?
so
I
with
think
that with that in mind, I think what is happening potentially is that the planes of existence, they can sometimes cross, and the veil becomes weak, and possibly we're getting some Fey forces that are making their way through, either by chance or from this winter and the summer. There's definitely foul magic afoot.
Do you know anything about satyrs and their, I don't know, for lack of a better term, their alignment? Are they chaotic beings that just revel in tormenting creatures?
Would I, Dungeon Master?
They're known as creatures of whimsy. Like they'll party 24/7, and sometimes have people. They don't understand that people can't, keep partying and have these like high energy sort of like functions like that 24/7. So it's known that sometimes where like there's fairy tales that a satyr charms somebody, maybe that doesn't want to party or something like that. They basically charm them to endless feasts and stuff like that, and they basically just like will be merry until they drop, essentially like that. But there's not.
Do they tend to
stories-
be like non-violent?
Yeah, they usually don't. They're usually not violent unless you get violent with them, that sort of thing. So
So
Well,
I
that's what I'll
think
tell Brother Anton is basically like they don't tend to be violent. They are more party animals. They keep to themselves. But they're more than happy to have the lucky or unlucky join them in their festivities until they drop.
Sorry, quick question. I might have missed it. Where did we find out about satyrs?
Findal's a druid, so that's how he knows
and the
about
elven
satyrs.
captain.
Oh, the
confirmed that
bodies in that battlefield with the giant footprints, they were
Yeah.
satyr bodies.
And
And
it
then
looks like they were
gnolls.
picked clean. Whatever ate them,
So-
ate everything.
Yeah, so
Got
my priestly character is going to assume, realistically, that being that you said you had mentioned necromancy, so I'm going to assume that there seems to be some sort of powerful necromancer in play, and this is just going off of a theory. I think a necromancer is resurrecting the bodies of the dead, which would explain why they were picked clean. The undead possibly feasted on the corpses, and maybe they retained some intelligence which would allow them to fire their bows. That's why we found bows in the polar bear, or we found arrows in the polar bear, because whatever creature had the power to raise such a large beast probably has the power to raise much smaller beasts. I'm thinking necromancy. That has to be the only explanation.
I think
If-
Relthar would step in about this point and say, I don't want to be the voice of reason here. I never do, but we need to get out of here. Like, these leadership is leaving. They've got their guards laying down the law to leave the area. This town is forsaken and now is soon to be abandoned. We should leave. All this business about where the satyrs came from, whether the beastmen are fighting wolves, it's not our concern. We have Fairhollow to worry about. We have the caravan to worry about. We need to leave.
We just didn't tend to leave these people then?
Yes. How is it our business?
I think we could bring them with us because it seems like the elven guards, they're going to be leaving tomorrow anyways, so maybe we should stay the night behind these walls and then basically leave with them. And if anybody here wants to come, then they can bring their wagons and join the caravan.
I say we
I
leave.
agree.
I think that we're only doing this for the sake of Fort Fairhollow.
I say we leave before the guards leave, so we're not the last ones out of Dodge.
Are you telling me a chosen of Shun is so afraid of a little conflict?
I'm chosen to do something else besides get killed in a town that's abandoned.
What are you chosen to do, Relthar?
I have a higher purpose. It has come to me as a vision, and it's not here to die in this town.
Well,
But-
we don't plan on dying here.
Now,
but
we don't know this, but didn't your vision say that whatever that big monster was something that Shun wanted you to kill?
No, I think it was just that there are beasts and creatures that need to be killed. I'm not sure if that.
Didn't Jonathan say the vial of stuff was something that made Shun react?
So specifically along that specific note, since there's a lot of mysteries being brought up in this whole thing, Relthar specifically, you were instructed to kill. So each statue in that vision that you had represented, what you would guess, like a follower of Shun. There was one that had half of its face melting into a black sludge, and the other half a wolf. And this is a hated enemy of Shun that you have to kill.
Right, but I don't have any way of connecting it to the hoofed giant that we saw the prints.
Yeah,
of.
all you have to connect it to is that at the site of like those hoof prints and just the battle in general, there was that black necromantic sludge that Findal has some of. And then whatever that black necromantic sludge was, immediately Shun was like, that's connected to the target, that sort of thing. But
Oh, it's connected to the target I'm after. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then Relfar would be like, yes, I am chosen to fight this thing, but we do not know if it's here anymore. All we know is that this town is forsaken, and we need to go seek it out elsewhere. Leave this area now.
We don't know if it's still here, but we know where it went. And if it's still roaming the plains, who's to say it won't come back to Fort Fairhollow?
All the more
that's
reason.
why I say.
I
That's
don't
why I
know
say we only stay
what
here
you
the
can
night.
leave when this is a
Sorry.
fort. Sorry, that cut off.
All the more reason to get out of here and go to the shrine of Madeira and get help, and then go back and seek this creature.
Is that even close enough? Night is on its way. Is it not? Like, we've been traveling for some time, right? It should be.
well, it's about midday.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
only midday. Okay, all right.
Well, I think we should do what Findal says. At least we can stay here overnight. I don't think they're going to pack up and leave overnight. It's going to take them a few days, at the very least.
Not
It
to
would
mention
seem
the fort, the wagon. It needs to be repaired.
that too, and some of the lads will probably. I don't know if there's an inn in a town that's meant to be.
Oh, for sure.
Packed up.
This is a town meant for crawlers. That's why it's trading towns are
Okay.
set up along routes where crawlers usually would convene at or like walk through. So
Well, I would then say, I'm sure the inn would give some that are tired of sleeping in tents in the cold a much needed bit of respite. It'll raise the morale, and morale is everything in times like these.
Relfar will
understand.
turn to Captain Knuckles. Captain Knuckle,
He's not with us. He went into the village.
which village? Are we in Bloomberg?
No, we're outside. They're
You're
like
at the
a little
entrance,
elven
right?
camp. They're in
Yeah,
an
there's
elven
a-
camp outside of the walls.
Then I'll turn to you and say, let's put this to Captain Knuckles. He can decide how many we can take and whether it's worth doing or not.
Don't you wish to be in a fortified position for any threats?
This is the part where my character and you are going to start
Not at
having
all.
problems.
No, we are to leave this
See,
place. This is the town.
This is what happens when you worship Shun, everyone.
That's
You lose
right.
all humanity.
You follow the best choice, which is to follow the lawful laws of leaving the town along with the guards and the leadership.
You turn all away so that
They're
they
not
die in
leaving.
the cold,
I
away
hate to be the
from.
one who's actually the lawful
civilization.
one in this party, but yes, we must follow the laws, which is to leave and abandon the town. As
Relfar
That is not the
the
law. That is
barrister.
the law of chaos.
Well, what does Shun want you to do?
to hunt down a vile beast, but not to sacrifice ourselves at a town that's being forsaken.
Why do you think that we would be a sacrifice of ourselves?
Because
I
the
don't-
leadership and all the guards are leaving town, leaving the rabble.
Not today. Not today, though.
How would you know if it's today or in an hour or tonight?
Because they said to the people that they would address them tomorrow.
Right, so we
Yes.
should leave before they leave. not
They
not
won't-
the last ones out the door.
We won't be the last ones. We'll talk to Captain Knuckle and see if we can take any more. I don't feel right just leaving these people out here to die.
I just don't understand, Rafa. It seems like this would be a much better place if we're gonna have to stay somewhere. Wouldn't you rather be behind some walls?
Not of a town that's being abandoned, no. I'd rather be out in the open and defend ourselves.
I'll say as you guys are having this conversation at this point, shoot, how do I have so many?
My name turns red and me and Ralthar start 1v1ing.
Right? Duel accepted.
The little banner comes down. World of
Godriel,
Warcraft.
that's what it was. I couldn't remember his name. At this point, Godriel, Captain Godriel returned back.
Godriel.
You notice
Godriel.
as he's walking out of this decadently designed camp, it almost has like the camp has like, you know, those like Egyptian tents where it would have like the little like the not towers but those little like cylindrical sort of structures on like a square sort of shape. I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a bazaar type sort of thing is what I'm trying to say. It's like a design tent. But you notice that one of the like window sort of like tents that's meant to look out, Calwyn, you see a figure that looks at you standing in there, and then it closes as Godriel walks out and says, The master said he will speak with you later on. He is handling affairs. He looks at you, Calwyn, and then Findal. He says he will speak to the two of you and potentially your captain, but he would prefer just the two of you.
I understand.
All right. We can talk to him.
What am I, chopped liver?
You're just a soldier.
My master, along with he kind of motions to the rest of the.
Am I
the
a
Elven
human
Knights.
out of all of you? Or you two are human too, aren't you?
Relthar is human as well.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm an elf.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah, Relthar is human, and so is Calvin. But the Elven Knights specifically are looking at you guys with like these are not elves that like humans very much, you can tell. So they're as you guys are having like, you know, you're getting a little bit louder with this discussion and everything. People are disturbed and stuff like that, or they're like disturbed from their exhaustion and
We
stuff.
cannot leave them. They
Yeah,
will die out here.
Yeah, Godriel is just like, I have no qualms with humans, but the rest of my unit is not too fond of you, along with my master. So, if it's okay, just you and you. It's referencing.
We can speak with. Yeah, we can represent our group.
Relthar will storm off towards Captain Knuckle in a huff.
Mm-hmm.
I look to.
I'm taking my 9
fingers.
fingers into town, and then we're all.
I look to Phalos and I say,
taking my 9 fingers and saying
Phalos.
F you.
You see Mulia walking in. She's been kind of absent for a while because she's been dealing with her own stuff and her injuries. And she sees Ralpha walking out. She's like, "What's up with him?"
I don't.
he's being calloused.
He's acting like a like a bird that would taste very good when breaded and fried. So.
Life of a crawler. Nobody can ever agree on anything.
Ethel is waiting outside along with her 2 other compatriots. They're like waiting outside at the camp for you guys as you guys walk up. And she's just like, "So what did they say?"
Who is this? Ethel?
The
one of the
It's the
peasants.
dwarf woman that
Oh,
was getting an argument with the centaurs.
They wish to evacuate and move out of here.
She looks a little bit sorrowful at that. It's just like, well, hopefully they don't make the decision by. Never mind. I need to go back to my family just to let them know that we're to get ready to pack up and everything. But I just wanted to stay by to say thank you. I really. It's been tough ever since this winter crossed over this land. So
There's no need for thanks. This is what we're born and bred to do. Just doing our duties. You can come with us if you wish.
yes, well that Fearwood route was my last shot at trying to keep up in whatever this market is going to look like after Master Thorinel leaves. She just heads off. She looks a little bit, you get a mixture of, like, she's thankful for you guys helping, but you can see there's a little bit of, like, resentment, considering the fact that, like she said, that getting that Fearwood, wood and everything would have helped her stay afloat and potentially be able to stay in, this town and stuff. But, yeah, she heads off. So you guys pretty much have until, like, late evening when Findal and Cowan go to meet Master Thorinel. Is anybody doing anything specifically? Like I said, this is the trading town of trading towns in this region. Like, Bloomberg is known for being very beautiful. It's a lot warmer in this area because Bloomberg specifically was built around a hot spring. So that's one of the big things, as well as they have a. Let me make sure I get the name right. Yeah, it's called Bloomwell Spa. You see a broken sign that's like barely hanging, but the actual building itself is intact. So there's a spa where you could actually go to a hot spring.
I know what I want to do, but I do want to address a couple party members beforehand.
Yeah.
More RPing, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm holding up the game. I look to Mulia, and I look to Phalos. And I say, whenever you partook in this mission, did you intend on saving your own skin, or do you care about the rest of the populace of this land?
Well, Anton, you should know better than most that I came along just to follow with you. But with the many years I've spent with the church and with you and all the other priests, it's right to save them. Even if it's just as simple as convincing these guards to take them back to Fort Fairhollow. It's the right thing to do. They shouldn't be abandoned out here in this wilderness to whatever may come for them.
Good man. And what about you, Mulia?
So what you all don't know is that Mulia is actually of noble blood, right? Because she's been in she's covered and she doesn't share so much about herself. So she's gone on this mission as a way to find purpose. She joined the Ras-Godai to find some kind of purpose beyond just her life of luxury and decadence, so to speak. So for her, it's become about the mission, right? What gives her some kind of purpose, and she's renegotiating, and she's negotiating this relationship with these new people that in her life, right? So she stops and she looks down. She says, "I don't know what it means to stay or to leave, but I know that I found something here that I've not understood of before, and I want to stay to see how it." I want to make sure these new people that I have in my life, that I do what is right by them. She's still trying to figure things out.
I would just pose this situation to you. I've seen horrendous acts of cruelty in times of war. Humans and humanoid kind in general can be very cruel. And I would urge you to put yourself in these people's shoes. Imagine if you were powerless to defend yourself, and the only people that had the power to defend you were deciding to leave without you, even though they vowed to protect you there. the whole time you've known them, how would you feel?
And as Ras-Godai, we have been taught to compartmentalize, to not make others' situations or emotions be part of our own. We've been taught to desensitize ourselves, but then she looks at the rest of you, but moving among you, living with you, understanding, I'm having these feelings that I cannot place. Yes, I want to explore them further. I will stay, not because I understand the plight of the people, but because you have asked me to.
And when the time comes down to it, I wish you all to know this. I am willing to die for my people. There'd be any people who are not evil and vile. I will put down my life. I will fall on the sword for them. It's my duty. I swore myself to God for this exact reason.
For what it is worth, Brother Anton, I believe that you have a long and prosperous life ahead of you. However, should you die, it will be one of great glory, and I will write of it, and everyone will know your name.
Well, I can only hope as a man who's been tempered by war, that I die in a glorious way. It's not my wish to die, but should the gods will it, then so shall it be.
Empathy, it's not a feeling I understand or have. In fact, I've trained myself not to have any, but somehow I find I've come full circle to try to reconfigure that. Thank you, Brother Anton. Perhaps this is what I must learn, and this is what must become part of my journey ahead.
I'm glad to hear that.
As you guys are having this conversation, I want to cut to Relthar real quick. What are you thinking right now as you're stopping to go find
He's like,
Captain
that
Apple?
fucking prick.
Relthar is very much trying to get out of danger at all times, and he's been commanded for the first time ever by his god to attack a creature that's well beyond his power. So he's going to try to essentially convince the strongest people around, which are the guards and Captain Knuckles and all that, that he needs to get out and get everybody out and say whatever he has to say to convince whatever he has to do to say, we got to get out of here. We have to run and flee from this to get to another area. So that's what he's thinking in his mind. So he is very charismatic and persuasive. So he's going to try to use his kind of deception and his guile to really go up to Captain Knuckles and try to point out the loss that is going to happen if they stay around this town. My voice is cracking from.
But yeah, so going back to it, Relthar, you're thinking about all this stuff. As you're heading to go find Captain Knuckle, you notice a small movement in the fog of some sort of small flying object, and it smacks you in the face. And sorry, I keep having a burp, but it's getting stuck.
Wilbur.
Yeah, a small object flies from the fog and smacks you in the face, and you notice kind of landing on the ground in front of you is this small, curious looking creature. You've heard stories of fairies before, but this doesn't look like any fairy you've seen. It looks fucked up. It's a humanoid, tiny, maybe a couple inches tall figure with brown commoners looking type shirt on. And the weirdest part about it is that his eyes, you see he has slick back hair for one thing, but he has compound eyes like a fly, like an insect, that sort of thing. He has large compound eyes, an extremely angular face, almost like a V shape, that sort of thing. Bug-like antennae sticking out of his forehead, and then his lower half is like a cricket, like cricket legs, that sort of thing.
Mhm. So I know what this is, but does my character at all know anything about
It
these
looks like a
creatures?
fairy, but it's not like any fairy you've ever heard of. It looks very it's like a humanoid bug person more than what you would imagine is like a beautiful fairy, that sort of thing.
I'll say, "Excuse me," to it.
He's like slurring on the ground because he really like smacked you directly in the face. He landed into you.
I will pick it up. Can it allow me to pick it up?
Yeah, you pick him up. He's currently dazed right now.
I kind of like examine it like you would if it was a large bug that didn't really terrify you.
He snaps back to his senses and he's like, "Oh, why do you have a mask on? Are you ugly?"
Not by some measure.
That's why you're wearing the mask.
I've been commanded to.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you and what are you?
That's a little bit rude. I'm a person just like you.
And what nature of person are you?
I don't know, the alive kind?
Does your species or people have a name?
You see once you get to the subject of asking for a name, he looks very uncomfortable at that. Like he almost looks offended.
What
Not
shall I-
like yeah, it's not like you should know his name, but more so like asking his name is an offensive thing to him.
Oh, yeah, I'll sort of be oblivious to all that and just kind of curiosity.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to do that part. Although I don't know, I've never seen anybody like me before. As he's about to keep speaking, you hear a loud stomping. He's like, "Oh shit, I almost forgot." Uh, he's about to try to explain, but you see breaking from the fog, you see a large, like 6.5 foot tall, half ogre person. He has like he's bald on top, has mutton chops, that sort of thing. Like large, like rotund belly and stuff, extremely muscular. But he's stomping after, and he points at this small bug man. He's like, "You!" And the bug man is like, "Oh, wait, you better stop right there, or me and my friend are gonna kick your ass."
Whoa, wait, whoa. Let's not call people friends who haven't even been introduced
Yeah, my
yet.
friend right here, he said it looks like you have 2 squirrels glued to your face. And you better
Well,
not mess with him.
I
He's
wouldn't
a
say that. We're like right outside town, like outside the wall, right?
no. You're currently you stopped in town to go find Captain
Oh,
Knuckles.
we're in town.
Yeah. This half ogre looks at you and says, "You said that about my hair."
No, of course not. This creature here is making this all up. What's the problem here? I don't really want to get in between you two, but I could quickly and easily resolve this since I'm holding the creature in my hand right now.
He put something on my chair that made me scared, and I dropped my food.
And
The bug guy points at you and he says, "It was his idea." The half ogre starts growling at you.
well, that is clearly a lie. I've never met this creature before. Are you a person here in this town, sir?
He looks proud of himself as he's like, "I'm one of the guards."
Well, then, as a guard, you would have known that I came in with a group of other travelers from outside. Is this a citizen of your town I'm holding here?
Well, your friend made me drop my food. I never seen him before, but I was in the restaurant eating food, and he made my chest sound funny, and it scared me.
All right, well, he's no friend of mine, so here you go, and I'll just toss him over to the half-booger.
This bug figure looks like he's terrified and everything, and he goes to hide behind you. Like he cricket hops behind you and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna be constantly trying to dodge side by side, trying to get rid of him.
The ogre eventually kind of like gives up in confusion. Is the bug guy is like constantly trying to deflect it back to you and everything. Like, look, it was his idea. I promise. Like all that other stuff. And eventually, the ogre uh, kind of huffs and says, "You do that again, I'll eat you." And he stomps off.
All right, I turn to the little guy, and I'm like, "What's all this about now? Why are you dragging me into your problems?"
Whew, we sure showed him.
Do you not know we have larger problems outside town? There's a war going on between the Fae and the demons.
Now, there's demons here?
I
That
assume
sounds
so.
cool. I've never seen one before.
We've seen some evidence outside. Aren't you not worried? Town is going to be enveloped in an unholy war.
I've never seen an unholy war before. It sounds fun.
All right, well, stick around town and you'll see how fun it is. By the way, have you seen a large orcish guy leading a group of caravans?
Yeah, he was cursing a lot as he was he walked over there as he like points to where you see it's a I forgot what Anthony said it was called, a Wainwright or something like that. The guy who works on wagons.
The Wainwrights, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe we have a Wayne Wilbur.
Yeah, he points over to that, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for getting me involved in something I didn't want to be in. Now, leave me alone. Got business to tend. I head over to the... Is he following?
Yeah, he starts following you. So, to people listening / watching, for some reason, Zoom is doing some weird shit, so it's going to sound a little bit like cut and put together and everything. But, yeah, we were leaving off before we cut back to the main group, Ralthar. This bug... individual, this fairy-looking individual, explains to you that he put a whoopee cushion underneath the half ogre's chair when he was about to eat, and it made him sound like he was farting and stuff. So that's what caused the whole thing.
Classics are always the best.
You start like rolling around laughing, thinking about the whole thing that went down. But yeah, as we are you saying anything specific to Captain Knuckle? That did you want to do a thing of you saying stuff to him and stuff?
Yeah, I was gonna just try to give a pitch about, look, we have the welfare of the caravan, we have our mission. I'm sure you don't want to deviate from this mission, right? You're a man of honor. You want to get these people out of here, I know. You want to get them out safely, and we have evidence outside town that there is a looming danger with demons, beast folk, satyrs, wolves. They're all approaching this town, and town is going to be consumed in a battle. And the sooner we leave, the better. How many of these people do you think we can save?
He looks extremely conflicted at this, and is just like, I'll see what I can do, but we're gonna need to.
The number's not going to be very high, given the wagons and the caravan and the food we have. So is it really worth it to risk all our lives and our mission here for people we don't know? People have been doomed by their own leadership to be left behind. This is not our course of action, our mission.
Listen, Rothar. I'm not saying that we divert the entire mission in order to save every person in this town, but I'll be damned if I don't at least try to take a couple with us if they're willing. You have to understand that Shadowdark's a cruel place. You just said their leadership was going to leave, so who's going to take care of them?
I think the decisions are made. No one's going to take care of them.
No one's going to take care of them until they do.
Why are we the ones to take care of them?
Because that's the right thing to do.
Well, there's right and there's being alive. Which would you rather be?
It looks like, I'll say you get a vibe from him that, like, it's like a kindred spirits sort of thing. So, you can see there's a part of him that agrees with what you're saying, but it looks like this militaristic persona that he has, to do what is just. You know, you've heard of his like story and everything to make up for his
Yeah,
his
I was
time
going to
in
try to
prison.
appeal
Yeah.
to it, but I didn't remember all the details. But yeah, the idea that staying alive at all costs, I think I remember the gist of his story. I was want to
He
appeal.
he puts a hand on your shoulder and he's like, I agree with some part about the points that you're making. I don't think we can't sustain taking this entire town of people. There has to be at least 100. We can afford. I packed extra food for the caravan, so we can afford maybe. I have to do some estimates tonight, but
Well, this is what I'm coming to you about. I don't think we have tonight. I think we should be gone before the sun sets. Maybe we can give them a heads up and a destination to head out, and they can strive out on their own, and we can pick up stragglers as we go. But if we stay here tonight, we're doomed.
we don't have any choice but to stay here tonight. The wheel's not going to be repaired at least until dawn tomorrow at best.
Is there just one wagon that we're pulling along, or is there more?
Well, it's a supply cart. It's one of 3 supply carts. So it's
Then
like,
I'll
yeah.
try to convince him that take what we can from that wagon, leave it, and let's go.
He looks extremely conflicted and asks you. Well, he thanks you for like giving like you're saying like, speaking your piece, that sort of deal. As you guys are having this like very serious conversation, this bug guy hops up onto your shoulder and is like, "And I'm here too."
Squish.
Dodges out the way.
Invisibility, sneak attack, dead.
But yeah, it's just Captain Knuckle asks you to give him some time to think.
Okay, but know that time is pressing. We may not have a lot of time to clutch our pearls and wring our hands. We need to get out of town. The urgency is dire. And with that, he'll start to like kind of head out, and he'll try to go around town and like assess who's sort of worth saving. I know that how that sounds, but he's gonna kind of judge it by like looking who's kind of strong, able-bodied, can walk, but can probably handle some hardships, maybe handle a weapon, maybe who's armored, and just kind of go around and sort of assess who these people are.
Yeah, I'll say you eventually, just because it's very foggy, you sometimes you end up walking around back to places you were before. You end up getting around where the main party is. They're entering the town and stuff. But yeah, you're assessing. The people look very rattled, but there are plenty of able-bodied people. As this is like a type of town, being that you've been a crawler / shoe knight for a while, so you've been around. Trading towns are like merchants that decide to live here, and people that decide to live here are usually very affluent or are profitable enough to be able to compete with each other in towns that are built for being an active market, if that makes sense. So yeah, there's like plenty of people that are they have their own food first of all too, and they have money and stuff. So it's not a lot of like quote unquote peasants walking around, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, he's just taking kind of mental stock of like basically in his mind who he thinks can help us get out of here alive.
Mm-hmm. But eventually, yeah, you guys do see Relthar as you guys kind of bump into each other and everything. And he has a very strange bug-looking tiny creature on his shoulder.
He's still with me. I keep trying to dodge him.
So anyways, a whoopee cushion is probably the best invention I've ever heard of in my entire life. You weave, you take a leather pouch.
Yes, I know the classics. No, now go away. I'm busy. I'm quite busy.
Look, man, me too. I understand. Anyways, but yeah, is anybody doing anything specific in the town for like the night?
I would have done 2 things. First being, I would, while we're outside of the fort specifically, he would go somewhere like in an open field or whatever, and leave some more food, kind of in a presented fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And he would take out like a couple of gold pieces and he would set it next to it. And he's just doing a little experiment with that. But he's leaving it for his newfound friend. And And then the other thing is he would try to find Mulia if she's available.
Mulia's at the spa. She found a spa, and because
for sure.
back home when she was growing up, she had her own private spa with
Mhm.
attendants and all that. And when she realized this place had these hot springs, she was really excited because it was like a flavor of home. So she kind of, moved away from the group and quietly went to go get her dip in this warm, heavenly water.
Okay.
Before we do the meeting with Cowan Findle and meeting with Master Thorinel, actually, while you're at the spa, Mulia, I will say that despite the fact that this town has very clearly seen an attack recently, this spa area is remarkably well kept. Like, this probably is, other than the spa where you grew up with and everything, and other like nobles and stuff, this is a godsend out in the Shadowdark and stuff. So it's very nice. They have kind of across the board. You can get a massage. You can go to just the hot springs just to take soak and everything. But you notice in the lobby that Heidi, the young guard that was like with you guys during the bear attack and everything, she's like nervously standing around in the lobby, and it looks like she's about to walk in, and then she just like hangs her head a little bit and turns to walk out, and then she sees you. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I'll walk to your right. Get out the way. Like that's sort of you're trying to like.
Mulia's eyes narrow. What are you doing here? And why? What's up? What's going on with you?
Nothing. I just had a stupid idea. I was thinking about going to. It doesn't matter. I actually wanted to talk to you.
What about?
I just wanted to. She's like looking down and everything, and to remind you, she's like covered head to toe in like thick clothes and then a knight's helmet and stuff. But she's looking down and she's just like, I wanted to apologize for, if I never put down that snare that caught that baby polar bear, then you wouldn't have gotten so hurt and everything. And I just, I guess I mess everything up. So I just wanted to say sorry for almost getting you killed.
Mulia looks at her incredulously and then suddenly bursts out laughing, and she says, "That's what's making you skittish around me? Oh, come on, I'm a Ras-Godai. I deal with danger all the time and plans going awry all the time. If you're going to be in this business, you have to develop a tougher skin. Sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes those mistakes are deadly, but it is what it is." She laughs and she says, "We're good. Don't worry about it." And she walks into the spa.
She looks extremely, just by body language, she looks extremely thankful at you being like so chill about it and everything. It looks like she expected to get yelled at and stuff. So, she, will make her way out and stuff.
As Mulia walks into the spa, she's shaking her head. Damn, that brother Anton's made me so soft. Usually I just walk away and not even acknowledge them. Anyway, she shakes her head and then she walks into the water.
All of the tension gets released, that sort of deal. So, you have a nice time at the spa.
Before that meeting happens, I still want to go to the blacksmith.
And Findle has an errand as well.
Okay, yeah.
I can go last.
Actually, I would like to join you to the blacksmith, Brother Anton.
Ah, of course.
Indeed.
You guys get to a very, it looks like this place got hit a little bit during the attack and stuff like that, but you guys walk up to the blacksmith shop. Wait a second. Trying to get the thing to pull up. Yeah, but it says Rudra's tricks and knickknacks as you guys walk in. This is it looks like a hoarder lives here and everything. There's items that are like not useful at all. It's just like random little like assortment of random like there's like shears, like assortment of shears and all the other stuff, just random items stored around. So you kind of have to step around and everything. But yeah, you guys see an extremely Fendal. I don't know how old Fendal is, but this guy looks ancient. You see Rudra. He has very frazzled hair that kind of stands straight up, all gray by this point. Probably the first elf you've seen with wrinkles. But he's just currently like mumbling to himself as he's fumbling through like a thing of junk and stuff.
No, that's old. Yeah, for Findle, he's probably like in his 60s for like human standards, whatever that would be in elf years.
Like multiply it by 3.
Times that by 7.
Yeah.
So, I see this old timer rooting through trash.
It looks like he's rooting. He's like shuffling through an assortment of like hammers and stuff like that. As he's like tossing them around, you kind of have to dodge out of the way of him throwing hammers behind himself.
Watch yourself there, old
Who is
timer.
it? Who is that?
Well, is this the blacksmith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, possibly a buyer of sorts. Myself and my priest friend here were looking for some supplies.
Oh yes, you're Rictus that came by the other day. Yes, I have your chest plate.
All right, he has your chest plate.
Oh, it's not for me.
Just as you instructed, there's the leather bits welded on the front of it and all that sort of.
I think you're confusing us for someone else, old timer. I'm here for a shield, and Brother Anton, I believe, is looking to repair or improve his spear.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember you all now. Yes, you instructed. You wanted the shield with the unicorn emblem on it. I've got it right here. I added a couple silver specks on it just in case you run into a werewolf or something of the sort. Wild Friday night.
Do you remember the name of this person who is getting a unicorn's shield?
I believe his name was Rictus as well. Is he your brother?
No, my name's Fendel. How about let's take a second to breathe and thank.
Yes.
We aren't Rictus. We've never met you in our lives. This is the first time we've ever met each other.
Well, nice to meet you. My name is Rudra. I'm a blacksmith in this town.
Rudra, it's a pleasure. So, if you have a moment, it looks like you're furiously flinging your things around, in quite the hurry. But I could use myself a wooden shield, and Brother Anton here, he could use a better spear, or at least an improvement to a spear.
Amongst something else I'm looking for, but I'm sure your shield is probably easier to obtain, so you can go first.
And did you want any sort of design with this sort of thing? I still have. I can put a unicorn on that one too.
If you could paint an oak on the front of it, I'd appreciate that. But one thing that is a bother is I don't have coin, but I'm willing to trade or find some favor to give you for it.
I'm willing to trade. Do you have any hammers? I happen to be missing some of them for some reason. And he notices them on the ground all around the place. We'll put these over here.
There, let me help you. I pick up the hammer that's
probably
yours
one
to
of those.
be handed.
Probably one of those kids. It was probably Rictus. He's always here throwing stuff around.
Probably is that Rictus. He's quite the man.
I hate his guts.
And this is an elf that's this old?
Yes, this is an obscenely old elf.
Can I give him some of my smoking herb and tobacco as a gift?
I haven't seen this in decades.
Oh, it's my own brand that I've done. I've got I had a really good garden, but it got thrashed by this winter. That's in summer. And that's actually part of the reason I'm needing a shield, because we're looking to fix that problem of why it's snowing in August.
Yes, so you need a shield to fix the weather, I understand.
To protect myself so I can fix the weather. How about that?
Yes, I think I understand. I'm picturing a design, maybe some sort of great cloud with a naked giant flying down with angelic wings, something of the sort.
How about just an oak tree? That's fine. Just, an oak tree.
Right. And maybe the oak tree can have some sort of swords coming out of the branches. That sort of deal.
I think Rhaegar, or your friend, I think he's the one that wants the cloud with the naked, giant on the front of it.
Yes, that was his name. It wasn't Rictus. It was Rhaegar. That's who it was. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I think that's, but that's kind of on your own time. Like, maybe when you're at home and clocked off, then you can
I'm at home.
Draw your smut on a shield.
He nods and he'll take the herbs that you gave him and everything as payment. And he looks at you, Brother Anton, is just like, so what were you were trying to, but you just walked in here just now, right?
Yes, this is the first time we've met, and
Nice to meet you. My name is Rudra.
Rudra.
Nice to meet you. Good sir, I am in the market for some upgrades to this old spear of mine, and I'm also looking to purchase a spearhead, if you have any. I also have things to trade. I have leather armor and a longsword. Perhaps we could come to an agreement.
Are you talking about the dwarven longsword or a regular one?
It's a mundane longsword.
Mundane, okay, yeah. He looks at it a little bit and he says, I already have a couple of longswords. Yes, I believe with these two items I should be able to find you something. I think I have a spearhead around here somewhere. He shuffles through and he opens up a crate that's full of like spearheads and like sharp weapons and starts tossing them behind his back to look for something.
I'm dodging out of the way as they're coming flying at me. You've been doing this for a while, I assume.
Yes, ever since. Yes, I've been doing this for about maybe 102 years. I've been doing this for a very long time.
I can tell you've made quite the wide array of items here. This spear is very important to me, and it's falling behind in the arms race, and I'm looking to improve upon it. I don't wish to get rid of it. I could just be like any other old dolt on the battlefield and pick up a greatsword, but that's not me. A spear is a walking stick, along with being a lethal weapon. So, if you being an elven man of such great stature, I would assume you know some techniques to improve upon such a spear. It's human-made weaponry, and I tend to look for elves because I appreciate elven craftsmanship far more than man.
He asks you to hand him the spear.
I take a deep breath and I hand the spear over to him.
And that's the last you'll ever see of it?
Yes, the craftsmanship, I can see. He takes a deep sniff of the spear.
That's proper.
I can see the structural stability is weak right here. And he punches like a section on like the staff part of the spear, and it like snaps and splinters a little bit. Yes, I could tell the structure was a little bit weak. This has been around for quite a long time. Not well finished. I will have this.
He just, as soon as that happened, he goes, that's like years and years of like, I don't know. It's just a very personal item to him. And he just kind of sighs a bit, and he Yes, I have all the faith in you. Perhaps you can make it leaf-bladed or something that could give it some sort of, in-game terms, a bonus to damage or attack rolls, perhaps. I am just a mere priest, so I'm not quite as deadly in melee as a fighter.
Perhaps I could figure something out.
Yes, and the leather armor and the longsword would suffice. You could melt the longsword down and use the raw materials even if need be.
You can see he's not listening to what you're saying anymore. It's just enraptured, like mumbling designs to himself in his head as he's like examining your spear and stuff.
Okay. I guess I just pick up one of the best looking spearhead that's on the ground. I'll delete these two things from my inventory also. The leather armor and the longsword. I pick up a spearhead and I'm going to be saving this for the young boy for whenever he proves himself worthy enough to gain the head of his spear.
All right, now both of you get out. I need to work on them. And you tell Rictus he needs to stop coming down here. If he sees him again, I'll gut him like a fish.
Absolutely, good sir. We shall do such a thing.
Stupid.
Yeah,
kids.
we'll tell Rictus to fuck right off.
Stupid kids running around and all this stuff. It's too much.
As we leave this sadly old man who's losing his memory, I'm gonna ask Brother Anton. So, I have a favor. If you could teach me how to use the shield properly, because I feel that we're going to be in many battles in the times ahead, and I could use someone to spar with. Would you be willing to show me how to correctly use this to protect myself?
I will, as long as you promise to put one right between my eyes if I ever get to that point.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, same with me. If I'm actually, leave me be. I'm fine wandering the hills as a hermit and completely lost my mind.
Fair enough. Yes, I can teach you.
May still have a use for me.
I can teach you. We can do some drills tonight, perhaps.
That'd be fantastic as a montage of him, swinging like the flat of his sword and like banging on the shield. No.
Hi. Just showing him how to
no, raise your arm more this way.
While you guys are training, Wilbur attempts to join in on you guys' training and stuff.
I give him my shield and I say, "Go ahead, boy. Crash into his shield with yours and try to push him off guard."
He charges.
Come on, little one.
Would he get advantage on this intelligence roll if I'm teaching him, since he has like a mentor?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
Ooh, thank you. Yeah.
You have a train. You literally have. That's the soul. Honestly, I think that's the soldier background, because I've always been trying to think about ways to make backgrounds useful. I think this is like literally the perfect example of like how a soldier background is. So yeah, you get a 23, and yeah, you get a firm handle on. You were just trying to learn how to use a shield in a club, essentially, right?
Essentially gain proficiency with the shield.
I was actually thinking of that, but I wanted to let Brother Anton, but I guess while we were there, I wanted to turn my staff more into like a proper shillelagh.
Yeah. Well, you get your training underway, and eventually the time comes for Cowan and Findal to go to Master Thorinel. It gets later in the evening.
All right, time to meet the headman.
Also, would any of your characters react to this small bug figure? Because he kind of just hangs out with Relthar, and then like whoever's around at the time is just literally just nonstop asking you questions.
Master Fendel, is that a fey creature?
I'm pretty sure that is. Relthar, looks like you made yourself a friend.
He's not my friend.
Oh, You seem like besties at this point.
That's a little bit rude after everything we've been through together.
Yeah, after everything you've both been through together.
Shun, save me.
For shame, Elthar. For shame.
You get a bug person, I got a kid following me.
He's my bane.
I got a dragon.
I'd rather have a disease. I can't cure it.
Let me see here.
Yeah.
This is why
We're
I
all
stay away
just-
from everyone.
We're all just getting companions that are gonna die horribly. and
Flashback to you just making bubbles in the hot spring.
Yeah.
You guys eventually approach the Captain Knuckle will accompany you, but he'll wait outside as he immediately is getting stronger stink eye looks from the Elven Knights than you guys were. You know, considering he's half orc and everything. So you guys walk in to his. Give me a second. You guys walk into Thorinel's tent, and you see a large canvas on the wall with. It's a painting of it's a depiction of a walled sort of town, and people are looking in fright towards the sky, and there's a white star emerging from the sky. It's this glowing sort of look and everything. A very picturesque sort of painting. As you see standing in front, currently painting on the canvas, is Thorinel. Cowan, you immediately recognize him, considering that Thorinel is... I don't know how specifically you got into the White Feather, but Thorinel was your quote-unquote mentor to start off, although he would probably usually try to make sure he avoided most contact with you as possible. But he is around 5'9", 5'10". He has on, that Roman style cape where it goes down on one side?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He has on a brown cape that's like that. It goes down on one his left side, and he has on very elegantly designed white and tan robes and stuff. He doesn't... Sorry, go ahead.
Master, you're here. It has been so long.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Short Story himself, as he turns away from the painting. What brings you around this neck of the woods?
I will give whatever customary kneeling or bowing or form of salute that would be whatever you think that is for the White Feather. And then wow, this is...
It's so terribly formal.
Sorry.
Seems like you two know each other.
Yes, this is Mr. Thorinel. He was my mentor.
Well, how did you turn into someone who's leading a company of soldiers, if you don't mind me asking?
The sect that I'm a part of, they send us out. We gather information.
He kind of
learn.
he
Sorry?
interrupts Cowan as he's like, "Well, I decided a couple of years ago. I decided I would try to catalog... The best way to catalog the most interesting stories is to have a town yourself, have people come through. Made it for crawlers, and turned out about the same as any other adventure does out here in this world. I wanted to summon you all just because, well, you're a rare sight to see around these parts. Especially you. Not many elves of your kind traveling around with humans."
Yes,
Boy.
indeed. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I usually keep to myself in the wilds, but and keep to my studies in my herb garden. However, this summer snow has destroyed everything. And that's what actually our mission is to go over to the Temple of Madeira for what seems like some information on what is causing this, and hopefully putting an end to it for all of our settlements in this region.
Understood. Well, if you like a piece of advice, quit it. Quit while you're ahead. It's not going to turn out well.
Never does, but doesn't stop me from trying.
He looks a little bit annoyed at that, and he goes to pick up some sort of and just to explain, this entire room is extremely over designed. There's multiple vases of flowers and stuff like that, and each vase has a different design on it and everything, these clay vases or vases and stuff, fruits, all that stuff laying around. He picks up a flower and looks at it, and he's like, "Do you know how many towns my house has founded?"
I'm sure many.
132. And how many do you think lasted more than... it's a small amount of time. 60, 70 years?
Most all of them are probably gone.
Exactly my point. You all are going to sacrifice lives. Short lives at that, but lives still. And time and effort for what? From what I understand, Fort Fairhollow has been around for upwards of 50 years. Had its good run. Let it end.
Well,
I've seen how the story ends. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, of course. We could let it do its course and watch a bunch of people starve because they can't save their crops from the snow, and then they miss the harvest, and then they have to flee. And we can let this entire region go back to chaos and madness, as it's done many places before in the past. Or we could take the time to try to stop it. But it doesn't seem like yourself and your men have that in mind. You're going to the seashore, am I right?
Yes, my uncle informed me that a great evil will pass over this land. I will not be a part of it. I'm not going to be a figure in someone else's tragedy. It's precisely my problem with this one right here, as he points to Cowan. He tagged along because he latches on to any hope for a good ending to a story that he can find. And I can guess that you haven't found many.
I found a few.
A few. Exactly my point. I'm trying to get you to save the effort, boy. It's not worth
Every
it.
single one that I found made every failure worth it. You have always been a cynical one, Master. And I understand that comes from many years, many more years than what I've had. But why should that change what I pursue? Why you seem to have written to know every story, every type of story, but I wish to see a new one created. Fort Fairhollow has had some time, but I think it can have more, and I'm willing to fight for that. I've met a lot of good people through there. I've got some good people with me now. Why should I not fight for them? What good is it to just let these things fall into chaos? I will have no part in that.
Understood. My uncle will be leaving port in one of our outposts in, I'd imagine, 2 to 3 days. If I'm not there, he will leave me behind. We're not exactly on the best terms, and I don't foresee myself hunkering down and watching these people starve to death, as they will.
So do something about it.
Exactly. Stop sitting on your ass, and let's actually get the job done.
Master, you have skill, you have knowledge, wisdom beyond our years. Except maybe his. I don't know how old he is.
I'm pretty old.
I figured.
You are the first elf I've seen with a beard, and I've been around for a long time.
I know a few things, and listen to your apprentice, your mentee. He bears wisdom, and it's not worth always giving up. This is a fight we can win.
We have great skill. And good
And
heart.
I think your men also want to fight. I think they're tired of taking it lying down.
It's true.
He looks
You
a
care
little
for
bit...
none of these places.
It matters not whether I care for it if I know how it ends. Let me give you a bit of advice, Cowan. It's hard to enjoy the possibility of a story when you already know the plot.
Then why do I keep returning to the tales of my youth? Why do I return to them and enjoy them nonetheless?
Because you latch onto stories that don't exist. Not in this world.
Then help me make them.
He kind of looks up in irritation, not in the sense that, like, you know, he's not it seems like you're kind of sort of getting through to him, like, considering he has, like, he both hates you and also just doesn't want to see you, like, suffer, that sort of deal. So he's very conflicted right now, but he's just if I help these people, my uncle will leave me behind. I want you to understand this.
It seems like
Huh?
you don't even like your uncle, and your uncle doesn't like you. So why do you care about his opinion?
Because I
Let me
like being alive.
Let me give you some advice. There's more than just surviving out there. And you don't know what the ending of the story is. We may fail, but if we succeed, then that really makes a true story. Worth telling. Not just sitting, watching everything fall apart around you.
You guys have definitely made him think. He kind of puts down... He had been, like, going back to painting every now and then, and this is a very picturesque painting, as he just, he puts down the, whatever the tray is where you put all, like, the paints on and stuff like that, whatever it's called. He puts that down, and he's just like... Every night I go to sleep, I keep seeing this in my dreams. White star emerging from the sky. At least I think it's a star, I can't tell. You all said you're going to find the source of this cold?
Yes, sir.
That is our initial plan, yes.
Then here's my proposition. However long it takes you all to handle this issue, I will survey these people. I'll take them to whatever Fort Fairhollow that you wish me to. I can't take all of them, but if you all can promise me that you'll get to the bottom of this, you'll figure this out, then I might consider reestablishing this town once things have cooled down, so to speak.
That's something that we'd like. If you could take what people you can to Fairhollow, and we can take the rest. I'm sure you have some food stores left, and instead of wasting away behind a wall, at least you have a decent chance of making the several-day journey over to Fairhollow, where there's still a good amount of people and warriors who can defend the area.
Colin will take the white feather out of his cap and place it on a table or something in front of him. He will say, Master, on my oath as a member of the White Feather, we will take care of this evil. I make this deal with you. And if I should fail, I will give up my rank.
What? Damn it. Fine. You're nauseatingly optimistic.
Thank you, Master. Thank you.
Stop calling me Master. It's creeping me out.
Sorry.
Just leave me to my lonesome for now. I need to do some reading.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Should we tell your men that you're not leaving in the morning?
I will tell them. I need time to think over this decision. You're asking me to risk potential doom for a maybe. Maybe we'll figure this out. Maybe we'll see what it is. I'll figure something out. If not me, it'll be a caravan that sends them to Port Fairhollow. I'll try to... I hate playing the hero.
You're not. You're giving people a second chance.
So playing the hero. Leave me to my lonesome, please. I think I might vomit if I have any more of this talk.
All right. Have a good night, then.
I'll try.
And I make my leave.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, sir.
Just shut up. Go. Just get out of here.
He goes outside, and there's like some tears, kind of like happy tears that are coming down. I imagine like him and Thorinel, their relationship as master and apprentice was a very hard one.
For him, yes.
He seems like a very stubborn person, so it's like that's kind of just the fact that he's finally gotten through and is kind of bent on something. It's like that's the first time that's ever happened, and it's just like this overwhelming amount of emotion. He's kind of stunned, standing there next to Findle. He looks over at Findle, gives him a big old bear hug, hoots and hollers. Thank you, thank you, you helped. And then he goes.
You know your master's a bastard. You know that. He's a sniveling coward.
Say what? Sorry.
I was saying to be like, all right. But you know your master's a sniveling coward. He's a bastard. Right, bastard. You know that.
I know. But not today. Not today.
Yeah, I guess so. He's finally found his spine.
This is wonderful. This is great news.
All right, let's go tell the others then, and we'll go make our way to Captain Knuckles.
Yeah, this is so we'll probably conclude with that. We're not conclude with that, but we'll continue with that. You know, when you get back to Captain Knuckles and explains to the others.
Cool.
Next
Yeah.
session, but
to the next scene.
Just wrapping it up for Phallos specifically, because who would have been around? Would have been Phallos most likely. Who would have been just like around like the main caravan as far as like the your caravan? I mean, like Port Fairhollow. Or would you guys have just like gone off somewhere else?
Yeah,
I think Phallos is the only, because Relthar, he went off to oh wait, no, you were talking to Knuckle too. Kidding.
Yeah, but I was going around town, but then I'm trying to urge Captain Knuckle to leave, so I'd been around.
I definitely, while everyone else was doing this stuff, I've been watching all of our junk and defending where we set up all of our stuff for sure.
Yeah, and Mulia went off on her own to the spa.
I probably would be back at with the caravan, just helping.
Yeah.
With menial stuff, waiting for my spear to be
Keep an eye out for those vile centaur.
I love this like new plot line that Calvin is terrified of centaurs. But yeah, Fallow's brother Anton and
Freaky, man.
Since y'all are around, Captain Knuckle explains that he's been trying. It's been very difficult to get anything going as far as conversation with the Elven Knights, but he basically learned that they are having like they're sending out a scouting party just to roam the perimeter and everything, just to make sure everything is to assess the scale of the battle, since like they've only really like searched through the area where you guys came in through and everything. So Captain Knuckle explains that it might help with their relations with the town and stuff, since he explains that he's gonna be trying to see what he can do to help within reason. So he was asking if you guys could join the Elven Knights on their like scouting trip, essentially.
Yeah, Captain, I can go out there and help him. Not very useful mate. I don't have many skills, but I have a good eye.
All right.
He is the main character.
I'll come with.
Thanks,
He is the
thanks,
main
Spindle.
character.
Thanks, Spindle.
That makes brother Anton Gandalf.
Yep, I'm Gandalf without the wizardry.
Well, you guys head out. It's not a super long thing, but you guys do see what would be like two. Yeah, it would just be one new piece of information. As you guys are traveling around, you find a little bit further out from the village to like the west of it, essentially, a giant skeleton on the ground. And it's not just that it's a bear skeleton like the others. There's still like decaying flesh on it and stuff like that. Particularly noteworthy just because all the other corpses were picked clean. But the most striking thing, other than the fact that it's a giant skeleton, and for reference, it is hooved. Well, actually, I'll see what you guys are searching specifically on it, and I'll give you information, so I'm not just talking for like.
Does it look like a gigantic? I don't even know if my character knows what a satyr looks like.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen a satyr, but
It's hooved. Does it have black ooze coming out of it?
there is a large congregation of it around. However, you at least are able to confirm with like searching this this giant corpse or like walking around it and stuff that it's not coming from the creature. I doubt there's any blood left. I mean, there's blood left, I imagine, in corpses, but it's long since like coagulated, that sort of deal. It's not the same thing for sure. Whatever this black goo is different from whatever this giant creature is. But Brother Anton, as you are investigating this corpse, the most alarming thing about it is, other than the fact you've never seen a giant like this before, this sort of like goat-looking giant, its entire rib cage is missing. And there are bite marks on it, like canine-looking bite marks, all throughout the parts of the flesh that are still remaining.
Does it look like the rib cage housed something like a throne or something like that?
No, this is a legit corpse. A corpse of a giant with hooves and everything.
It's been chewed apart. So these, I could make a guesstimated opinion that this would be the thing that was making all the gigantic impressions.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it matches up with the size of the creature. Like, this thing is massive, at least 25, maybe 30 feet tall, that sort of deal. There's some bones missing, like some parts missing. It's more intact than the other, like, satyr skeletons, though. But it just, like, really, it looks like whatever is, I can't remember the term for when something, like, when you can tell something has been pulled out of something.
Disemboweled.
Yeah, you can tell it was a disemboweling sort of thing, as there's like marks of like force going from like out of the torso, if that makes sense. Like something was pulled out and it's like scraped around the edges and everything. But literally, it looks like this entire giant's rib cage was removed.
So this, if I'm, I'm not the most intelligent person, but I'm somewhat wise. I'm going to assume either one of two things. Another equally sized large creature, Wesker style, shoved its hand into this thing's stomach and pulled its guts out and killed it that way. And or this was the gigantic creature that was killing a bunch of stuff and it is dead. So now we don't have to be incredibly concerned.
It's strange though. They didn't take out any organs. Like this isn't. You would guess that. Like okay, sometimes creatures or something, some sort of serial killer or something like that disembowels people. No, just the rib cage is missing.
Does it look like something burst out of it?
I would say that you can't tell because, like, physically that would pretty much look the same.
Right. There's no, like, fragments of rib cage lying around its body.
No, like, pick down to where the rib cage would end to the spine, that sort of thing.
Huh. Well, I'm not the smart one here, so I will... I mean, I can make some sort of... I don't know what else there would be to try to, like, gather information-wise from this, but... Yeah, it seems... My mind goes to something large, like, ripped its guts out. Like another equally large giant ripped its guts out. Do I know what type of creature this is? Like, have I read fables? Have I, in my years in the army, seen and or heard of... Does this creature have horns?
That is a good point. Yeah, definitely. The skull definitely has horns on it.
So I would know it's not a Baylor, because if it was a fiend, it probably would have turned into slop. And it wouldn't have a body.
Yeah, for sure. Is
on the
Phallus
material
also
plane.
investigating it as well? I just want to make sure to ask.
Yeah, I'd be taking a look at that too, but it's just...
Go ahead, young fellows. Climb into the ribcage. No, don't do that.
Anthony's been a bit quicker with asking the questions there.
Yeah, I'm just rifling off things that are coming to my brain.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine, man. I'm having a hard time because it's hard to think about because if it's just a corpse with a rib missing, it's hard to like think.
It's Marilyn Manson. No. Yeah, that was my question. Like, would my character have any knowledge of such a thing?
Not goat giants. Like, this is extremely rare information. Like, even if Callum was asking as like a chronicler and everything, I would probably have some sort of luck check to see if he's even heard of a tale of goat giants.
Is he here with us?
No, I think it's just me and you right now.
This is happening at the same time that they're having the talk with Thorinel.
It's just me and you. What about
and Ralph?
I'll take a look around. Do I see tracks leading away from this of what could have attacked it?
Ah, yes. Good eye, young man.
They've been very... Like, it's strange. You can almost notice these large... I would say it's like human-like sort of canine paw prints that are like heading away from the giant's corpse and stuff, like just in a straight line heading away towards like nearby foliage, that sort of deal. But the only reason why you really notice is just because of the fact that it's like snowing and stuff, so it shows up spots of like disturbed earth, but it's just barely disturbed. But like the size of the prints are like, this thing would be way too big to be making such a small indent in the ground, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does it look like... Okay, so I'm a priest, so I'm trying to not use incredible amounts of meta knowledge, so I'm trying to use like what I would think I would know as a priest. Does it look like a horde of zombies crawled into this thing's ribcage and like ate it, basically?
This isn't characteristic of undead that just ravage the corpse because only the rib cage is missing. Like both rib cages is what I'm trying to say. And then the organs have just been left there.
Oh, there's 2 giant skeleton bodies?
No, I just wanted. I mean, I guess ribcage is technically one whole.
It's the
structure.
whole thing. Yeah, it's not.
I just wanted to
Yeah.
emphasize that it wasn't just. I know you said that they took a
So I
missing.
feel like you're
Yeah.
emphasizing this. The things are missing from the ribcage. I feel like there's something that I'm supposed to be picking up here.
No, it's just something strange that you notice as
Yeah.
you're heading back. If you guys were going to
Yeah.
head back, it's like.
Well,
one
I
of those
asked
things-
some of the elven knights around us, and I asked them, are they familiar with this type of creature? Have you seen such a beast before?
We have heard of satyrs, but not some. This is not a satyr. Whatever this is.
Oh, what good is your long lives? You don't even know anything. Fucking hell.
Alos.
You watch your tongue, short stack.
Piss off the locals, would you?
As we wrap up the session, because I'll just continue some of the other stuff.
We get into a
next session.
combat with the guards and they kill us.
No, as we wrap up the session and you guys are headed back, who's the most perceptive among you all? I'll probably say whoever has the highest wisdom, but essentially you guys notice out of the corner of your eye, it looks like some sort of
ribcage.
some sort of humanoid in the distance is watching you in the fog before you see it like disappear as quickly as you looked at it.
Huh. This is like where we're at camp.
No, this is why you're headed back. You're still you're scouting with the
with
Elven Knights.
the
I was just
two of
saying,
us.
as you're heading back, you kind of see around. All of you see around like the corner of your eye, a humanoid figure standing in the fog before it disappears.
Don't be fooled. It's a centaur disguise.
Do you think that was the Shadowdark?
We haven't had a title drop this session. I don't think that's what's crazy.
I think we have. I said it a couple
There's
times.
been a couple. There's been.
Okay, all right. I'll see you in editing, but
Yeah.
we just get a shot of them heading back towards Bloomberg, crossing through these barren fields, and the camera kind of settles on where that humanoid figure was in the fog, and a little bit of a low chuckle sounds off as the screen fades to black.
Da da da.